Good evening, everyone. A warm welcome to all the stakeholders, traders, analysts, brokers, market leaders joining us today. It's truly exciting to see this room filled with the people who are shaping the future of India's equity markets. Thank you for being here. Let, let me introduce myself. I'm Monica Khanna, co-founder at Tradebox. Today, I want to talk about something simple yet incredible powerful: connection. Because at Tradebox, we have learned one thing: India doesn't lack talent, India doesn't lack traders, India doesn't lack opportunity. What India lacks is a bridge that bridge all of them together in a clean, compliant, and accessible way. And exactly that bridge we have built. If I see over the past few years, market participation in India has exploded. There are 15 crore demat accounts, yet small in front of population, yet 20 to 35% increasing year on year. And out of that, only 12% of traders are receiving guided, regulated advice. I hope I'm matching the data. One hand, we have the SEBI registered research analyst with a decade of experience. On the other hand, millions of traders hungry for the clarity and the direction. The gap is large, need is real, opportunity is massive. Tradebox was born to close that gap. We built a compliant first ecosystem where verified experts, traders, brokers can interact seamlessly. No complexity, no confusion, no compliance headaches. Just clear, structured, transparent guidance delivered through the technology. Today, Tradebox stands for complete market ecosystem for analysts, platform to publish research, manage clients, automate compliance, and grow without a tech burden. For traders, a direct access to a SEBI registered analyst and transparent credential to track the records. For broker also, we have automated implementation of the model portfolio where the API with the real-time tracking is there. Sophisticated dashboard for traders, experts, and brokers to track performance and optimize strategies. Together, this becomes a powerful network where expertise meets execution, execution meets every Indian traders. This all what we have: the broker-led execution, AI portfolio review, enhanced compliance tools, and the advanced analytics, making the quality financial decision making accessible to every Indian investor. I hope this made me clear what this Tradebox doing. Now, I would like to call Mr. Fidai, a veteran banker with the 13 years of banking and over 33 years of experience in the equity market, known as Master of Moving Up Averages. Welcome you, sir. Please come over here. Over to you.
Very good evening to all of you. I hope most of you know me, but for those people who are uninitiated and those who are online right now on YouTube, maybe you may not know a little bit about me, so let me tell you about a little, in very short, I'll tell you about myself, 55-year-old, being an ex-banker, been in market since 1990. Initially started as an investor, and then later on, like in 2003, when I left the bank, obviously I went to Dubai, and post Dubai, my journey was mostly into technical analysis to begin with. And over a period of time, I have noticed that, even I have evolved. Like I was a trainer since 2000, you can say 5, right? So been like 2005, I started my journey as a trainer. But before that, I also had started training my first, you can say, student mentee, not the formal, but very informal one. And somehow I came into training a little serendipitously, you can say. It was more because of fate than anything else. Because I hope you all know Nuresh Mehrani. He is my first mentee as well as student, and he's my bhanja. So obviously, like I was looking at markets, looking at charts, and he would come and sit with me and ask me questions ki kya kar rahe ho, kya ho raha hai, and all that. And that's how I became the, you can say, the first. That was my first student, and I became the first my first training assignment in a way. It was free, unpaid, and it was informal. So obviously, within family you don't charge. So then, because of him, his cousins and my cousin started sitting with me, and looking at this much crowd, somebody came and asked me कि आप लोग क्या करते हो? So that's when, like, I got my first formal student because of that. Those people sitting in there, he was not able to see them. Actually, he was able to see their footwear outside my home. So that's how, like, that person said, "Itne bahut log karte kya ho sara din?" And that's how, he became my student, one of the persons. He actually had come to collect his cable subscription, for your information. So that was in 2004-05. And at that point, there was no proper internet. I hope many of you know that it was dial-up modems and all that, right? And there was no, this platforms to teach online or anything. So we couldn't reach as much, but obviously, like, it was all because of success of some people, like the initial people, the other people joined. वो बोलते है ना कि आप चलते रहो और कारवा बनता गया, वैसा हो गया मेरे साथ. तो never thought I would become a trainer or teacher in any way, but anyway, that was my destiny, and right now I'm here as one of the mentors also. But the main purpose of this evening is we are not going to sell you anything. We don't want to sell anything to you. We are selling ourselves, our history, maybe an opportunity to know us, and maybe know the businesses that we are getting into. Those are the businesses many people are looking forward to having services in, but right now we are not selling anything. Obviously, we are just introducing ourselves as what we are going to do in future, and this is our opportunity to speak to you. So, we have closed the doors, so you cannot run away now. Okay, so you have to listen to me for next maybe 50 minutes, 55 minutes. Okay, so this evening, I'm trying to set tone for this evening, obviously. What we are going to have this evening is maybe a little, as I said, a little introduction about myself. That's done now. I'll tell you a little bit about my 2 enterprises that we are going to launch very soon. We have already launched, actually. One is maybe, we can say that I have launched it, but formally we'll launch very soon. Because of SEBI compliance, basically we are waiting for the SEBI registration number. The other one is already there. Many people know, and many people are using those services also. But obviously, it's free right now. There's no paid services there. So that's why I said we are not going to sell you anything, because one, we don't have service to sell. Another, we are giving it free. So either way, we are not selling, right? So yeah, so I'll first take you through first India Equity Network. India Equity Network is a platform where we are going to be SEBI registered corporate RA. And we are going to come out with some unique, you can say advisory services, which will be AI algo based services. You will get your calls based on, means on your WhatsApp, or you can execute it from your WhatsApp also over a period of time. And you can even execute trades automatically through Qodrr platform. That is a platform that I'm going to talk to you about later. So, India Equity Network will be trying to do something that is not yet done in markets, to give you fully automated, curated advisory, right? Plus, we'll also have an academy format. Right now, till now, I've been training in, online mode most of the time. And I've been training through maybe, online Zoom kind of setup. And I have been mentoring people. So last 20 years I've been a trainer, and last 7-8 years I have been doing mentoring programs. This mentoring program setup has to change because SEBI has mandated that no trainer can train on live data or any data that is less than 3 months old. So I don't believe anybody can learn well from that concept. So I'm getting into a very different, unique way of training. Obviously, it will be an academic structure where somebody who has zero knowledge of market, somebody who has no knowledge of market, absolutely zero, maybe is just college, he's exited from his college life and he's just trying to explore the world of how he can get into financial markets. So a person who has maybe engineering or medical background and who doesn't have any experience of markets, even they can join, even housewives, and anybody who wishes to, even student can join from school also, because it will be for somebody who is very beginner to start with to expert level. There will be faculties which will be expert faculties, will have them on board, and they will impart knowledge according to the classes that people register for. But that is something that we are going to do in future, obviously, after we get our SEBI registrations and we come out with a proper, setup, everything the whole academic concepts and everything has to be in place, right? So we need to have curriculum and everything in place. Plus, we'll also make sure that there will be certifications, there will be, examinations and everything. Right now, it was more of informal or formal way of learning with me. And it was, people were sitting along with me for 3 hours every day, almost 4 times a week. Many people are laughing because they have gone through that, and post those 3 months, I can tell you, everybody wanted it to be continued because they had withdrawal symptoms post the class. They would call me in evening and say, sir, good evening, आपका आवाज फिर से सुनना है, please एक बार बोल दीजिए. So that was what, I have earned, I can say, in my career as a trainer. So the love, the affection, the trust that we have gained, we don't want to break it by doing anything in future which will break that trust, or in any way we'll want to enhance it, maybe for your future generations also. So we'll make it in such a fashion that, here I know many people who have done the program and then they have shared it with their family, their friends, and they have done those programs. And I believe there cannot be any better way of appreciating something or somebody when you refer somebody, right? So that's how we have grown as India, I would say NS Fidai as a brand, but now we are looking at India Equity Network as the next step forward for me and for my company, right? So that's India Equity Network for you. We'll also be doing events, lots of events, maybe some very interesting events will happen over a period of time. So this is just our, you can say, our way of looking at you, talking to you and understanding from you, what are you looking for in future? What sort of events would you like us to conduct for you, right? So we will not be having those same kind of, events where people come and, maybe it's just a networking opportunity rather than learning opportunity. So obviously we would want to know what you would like to, us to impart to you, right? So that is the whole purpose. Now let's come to Qodrr. Qodrr platform, I would say Jayant will talk more about it, but it's an algo trading platform which we have built. Jayant is the, you can say, architect, founder, everything of it, of the IT side. Okay, I am the face of it, but obviously he is the backbone of it, right? So he is the person who has developed everything. So he'll take you through that, the journey. And I believe when he starts, I am requesting you, all of you, online also, and people sitting here, you open your mobiles, switch on your mobiles, go to your browsers, and start the journey with him on registering process. If you already registered, you don't have to, but if you haven't registered, you can register and you can start creating your own strategies also live with him. Maybe you can backtest it, you can get the result online, you can see it on your mobile also, and then you can create your own strategies. We are not selling strategies at the moment with Qodrr. Qodrr will be a platform which will allow you to create your own strategies, backtest them, even have paper trade opportunity there. Even it will allow you to execute your trades directly on your broker platform once we have the mandate from SEBI, or via, as I said, RA. So Tradebox will be their algo trading platform for them. So Tradebox and we are associated both ways. One is via algo trading platform where we are their vendors, and another way where India Equity Network is associated with Tradebox, as we are going to be their clients, because we are going to be SEBI RA. So both ways, it is an association with Tradebox, and that's the reason we are all together to make sure that we give you this introduction also. Okay, so very important to understand that when you do this coding and all that, right? Many people feel coder matlab mujhe kuch code karna hai, ya algo trading platform matlab, maybe I need to know lots of things before I can actually do something on algo. So best part about it is, I can say, you can think of it as a slogan for Qodrr: don't know coding, use Qodrr. Right? So if you don't know coding, the Qodrr is your coding partner. It does everything for you. You just have to put, आपको एक form fill करना है, जो Jayant will take you through that journey, and you will be able to see that you are creating your own strategies. You are able to register easily. You are going to create your own strategies. You are going to backtest them. And from tomorrow onwards, you can even check whether the signal has been generated. You will get a message on your WhatsApp. And there is no charge. It's free. So up to 31st December, it's absolutely free at this moment. Maybe if there is more demand, we'll even extend it, the free part, to a little, means maybe up to January also. Because we want you to get used to it. We want you to understand it. We want you actually not even use it. Rather, I would say abuse it. Use it so much that it should crash. Okay. Why I'm saying that is, this guy actually changed my whole perspective about how the whole online business works. Like, see, we are old school. I'm 55 right now, so obviously I'm very old school. So I believe everything should be perfect before I launch it. And this guy was like frustrated with me. He said, "Sir, ऐसा कुछ नहीं होता. आपको launch करना है, बाद में perfection आएगा." So I said, I don't understand all this concept. So it took 5 years for me to understand this. Just imagine, we started when I was 50, and I'm currently 55. I'm still, trying to get to the grip of it कि ये कैसे होता है. तो इसने बोला, जो दिन क्रैश हुआ ना सर, तो मैं सेलिब्रेट करूँगा. मैं बोला, सेलिब्रेट करेगा मतलब मैं तो मेरी इज्जत का क्या? तो बोले, सर आपकी इज्जत थोड़ी देर साइड पे रख दो. So that's how the whole thing started. And I will ask Jayant later on when he does this, when he takes you through the journey of Qodrr, why he said that, he will celebrate when the whole, the platform crashes. Now just imagine you started a shop and that shop gets burnt out, or, shop gets like totally looted. लोगों ने लूट लिया उसको, तो आप celebrate करोगे? कोई नहीं कर सकता ना. तो ये न्यू जनरेशन हमको बोलता है हम सेलिब्रेट करेंगे. तो वी विल ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट फ्रॉम जयंत लेटर ऑन. सो आई विल टेक यू थ्रू माय जर्नी. लाइक आई बिलीव माय होल मीन्स presentation is about how many of you have heard the word Mrityunjay? I believe all of you. Mrityunjay. Anybody who doesn't know Mrityunjay, meaning of Mrityunjay, or haven't heard the word Mrityunjay? Anybody here? I doubt nobody, right? So I believe everybody knows Mrityunjay. Okay, so can somebody help us with the meaning? Yes sir, आपने बोला महामृत्युंजय, पहले मृत्युंजय का तो बता दो, फिर महा पे जाएंगे. हम तो महाराष्ट्र से ही आए वैसे, तो हमको महा मतलब महाराष्ट्र ही दिखता है. Victory over death. Somebody who doesn't die, or somebody that cannot die. Okay, so that's Mrityunjay. So I'm going to give you a strategy based on Nifty, which I can tell you, and how I term it as Mrityunjay. Though I'm going to talk on Nifty, I'm telling you it's a Nifty strategy, but I'm going to show it on Sensex. So I'm a very, means I'm trying to be doing something extraordinary, but that is to understand why Sensex, and I'll explain to you why that also. Mrityunjay is all about, let's say you buy a stock. Is there any possibility that stock will never go to zero? Yes? Any stock you think can never go to zero? Minus, it has gone to minus. Crude has gone to minus. But what about any stock? Do we have any stock that you think from today, in today's market, which cannot go to zero? Anybody has any suggestion? You believe any stock that cannot go to zero?
Right now we don't know, but
Stock.
stock I am telling you. In 95 I bought some stock which are not today, that value is zero now.
So obviously, so I am asking which are the stocks today which you think cannot go to zero? So I'll tell you there are many stocks which are part of Nifty. Now Nifty is supposed to be the bluest of blue chips. It is the, you can say, barometer of economy, and a stock out of that economy's barometer goes to zero or maybe to very negligible number. Satyam went to 8 rupees from 400 odd, it fell straight up to 8 rupees within few weeks. It did not take much time. What about Yes Bank? What about Rcom, Jet Airways, R Power? Lots of them. DHFL. DHFL was part of few indices. Then there was Rcom was part of, I think, Nifty, Reliance Capital, but still it's alive, right? So we cannot say. But still I'm saying they have all seen some bluest of blue times. Jayaprakash was part of Nifty at one point. It was part of index and it went to almost like single digit numbers, right? And there are many stocks we may know. They have gone to zero also. They have got unlisted like DHFL, and there are so many, Jet Airways and other things, right? So Qodrr Group, and there are hundreds of names. But bluest of blue chips can go to zero. Do you agree, all of you? Right? So what is it that cannot go to zero? Index. But now if that is the basis, then I will tell you there are two. So I'm going to give you a strategy which I say, which is zero risk. Can you imagine zero risk strategy? Anybody here can think of a zero risk strategy in Nifty? Possible? Whatever you say. I'm saying, can it, like zero risk? But zero risk. Matlab, हाँ, तो obviously you need to understand how you can take advantage of it, right? Even though it's Nifty, I said it's Nifty. With Nifty, majority of us relate it to as though it's a trading tool only. It's a trading stock or security. It cannot go to zero, obviously we all know, but there are two possibilities where you can actually, lose money in this strategy. Okay, so I'll explain to you that also. Otherwise, it's zero risk. So why is it zero risk? I'll explain to you. Obviously, Nifty cannot go to zero, and we are going to buy Nifty only. We are going to buy Nifty ETFs. Okay. So based on what and why, and all that will be explained to you with hard facts, the real data. It won't be just, I'm just talking to you कि बस बोलने के लिए बोलना है. I'll show exact facts. Then I'll show you two ways you can take advantage of that whole thing, and you can make some extraordinary money. If I tell you in 7 months, it fetched something like more than 10% returns, or rather much higher returns, Rather, I'm not exactly, because I'm not a very good at numbers, though I'm the person who is supposed to be, number guy. But for me, I don't like to store anything in my brain. I can always keep it on laptop or on my mobile. That's the reason, I cannot give you the exact number, but it's extraordinary returns in 7 months itself. Last 7 months. So I'll give you that strategy, which you can use it in such a fashion on Nifty with zero risk, except 2 ways where you can lose money. Now, where is it, do you think, where you can lose money on Nifty? Where do you think how you can lose money on Nifty? Can Nifty go to zero? You said no. So when can it go to zero? Yes, guys, when can it go to zero? Yes, yes, the day of judgment, when the world comes to an end, right? Obviously. So will you need Nifty on that day, the money on that day? No, you will not have any. आपको उसको कोई फर्क ही नहीं पड़ेगा तब जीरो हो गया तो, राइट? तो इज इट अ रिस्क एक्चुअली? नो, इट्स अ रिस्क फॉर एवरीबडी. मतलब वो रिस्क ही नहीं है. वो रिस्क मतलब हमको नहीं पता हमारे जनरेशन में होगा, हमारे टाइम में होगा, कब होगा डे ऑफ जजमेंट. जब पूरी दुनिया या कायनात बोलो या पूरी यूनिवर्स बोलो, होते हैं ना थोड़े दिन, सैटरडे संडे, सैटरडे संडे, सैटरडे संडे. वॉरेन बफे ने बोला था कि आप वैसा इन्वेस्ट करो कि 10 साल तक आपको स्टॉक लिस्ट ना हो तो भी आपको कोई फर्क ना पड़े. बट व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू से, 10 साल नहीं, या तो पूरी जिंदगी हम सभी नहीं रहे, तो ऑब्वियसली दैट इज द ओनली रिस्क. Exchange as a corporate can fail, as a business cannot fail. It could be taken over. Just think about Bombay Stock Exchange. उसके पहले बहुत सारे exchange हुए, कलकत्ता स्टॉक एक्सचेंज ऑल, सो मर्ज हो गए. उसके जो बिजनेस थे वो सब मर्ज हो गए. तो आप एक्सचेंज में एज अ कॉर्पोरेट पैसा लगाए तो गया. कलकत्ता स्टॉक एक्सचेंज, मद्रास स्टॉक एक्सचेंज, अपना पुणे स्टॉक एक्सचेंज, इंदौर स्टॉक एक्सचेंज. हाँ जी, नहीं, आपने निफ्टी खरीदा, इंडेक्स. यू आर बाइंग वन ऑफ द डेरिवेटिव्स ऑफ इंडेक्स. एक्सचेंज नहीं है. एनएससी इंडिया लिमिटेड, व्हेन इट गेट्स लिस्टेड, दैट इज एन एक्सचेंज. बीएससी आज जो लिस्टेड है, दैट इज एन एक्सचेंज. ओके, सो बीएससी सेंसेक्स बीज is ETF, exchange traded fund, but that is not index. So if you buy BSE ETF, you are not buying the BSE stock. Okay, so we are buying the index. Okay, so now we have said one thing clear. There is clear. We all accept. What is that? When can it go to zero? Nifty can go to zero when we will not be there. When you will not need anything. Maybe you'll only need blessings and prayers. Right? Other than that, you will not need anything. So obviously that's one risk, but obviously that's not a risk in a way. So we can still say it's a zero risk. Now, in this strategy, when can you lose money? Absolutely. I'm not saying you lose 100%. You lose 10, 20, 30% probably. When is it possible? Obviously, Nifty रोज गिरता है, ऊपर होता है. तो वैसा क्या होगा जहां No, why should Nifty close your positions? No, crypto is different. See, Nifty is very regulated, crypto is unregulated. Understand that. So, when is it that, I can tell you there is one risk, and that is the biggest risk, and if I define it to you, you will feel a little bad about it. You know who is that risk? Each one of you. Yourself. You are the people. Individually, each one of us are the risk. If I tell you to start this strategy, let's say you started, you went diligently, and then within few days or months or maybe a quarter or a year, you need money badly. If you need money badly, what will you do? You will liquidate. So at what price? Whatever the price. Profit, fine, so there is no risk. But losses, yes, very much possible. And that risk is you and your circumstances. So again, it's a zero risk in that way, except if you say, ki, okay, I will never withdraw this at any cost. Like, do you sell your home first if there is calamity? No. But we sell Nifty, we sell shares, we sell gold, right? Property is the last thing we think of selling, right? Agree? So my suggestion to you is, like we had a little discussion outside also about investing, and maybe you can say trading. Then I had to bring one more point to your notice. Many people here think they are making wealth in market, and they are traders. You buy something, you sell off. Maybe you held it for 5 years, maybe you held it for 5 months, 5 days, but you think you have made money. Obviously, you must have made very good money. But have you created wealth? Like, let me ask you one very interesting question. Can you make wealth buying mutual fund? So I'm not trying to degrade any product in market, but I'm asking you one very, very important question that should, maybe hit some, buttons for you. If you think you are investing in mutual funds, are you creating wealth? So we need to define wealth. What do you think is wealth? Is being rich being wealthy? Is it same? So I believe everybody in this room is rich without fail. How many people are wealthy here? Very difficult, right? A wealthy person may not even talk about it. He doesn't want to let anybody know he's wealthy. But what is wealth? How does wealth get created? How do you think it is getting created? Yes, guys? Anybody here? Yes, Rajiv? See, some asset that you own that actually earns money for you. That's wealth. Your cash, can it earn money for you? Sitting in your pocket? In your bank, probably, yes, but inflation will eat it. So you'll be in minus compared when you take it as a, inflation adjusted returns, you will be in minus if you are putting it in bank. So my question again, now I hope it becomes very clear for you that will you make wealth investing in mutual fund? Why? No, sir. I'm asking you I'm saying bluntly, you cannot make wealth in mutual fund. Like, just think about mutual fund and bank FD. What is the difference there? Maybe percentage, maybe if you are, bank can give you even good returns sometimes, right? Over a period of some period, not every period. But see, like जब market गिर रहे तो आप बोलोगे bank ने ज़्यादा अच्छा return दिया, right? So I'm not saying we are not going there. What I'm trying to say is, investing in FD and investing in mutual fund is almost same. The returns could be a little different, but it could be, again, I would say relative. It is subjective, right? But understand, you put money in bank, in an FD, right? What do you get in return after 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, or 2 years, or 1 month, or 6 months? What do you get? Money with interest. Okay, so you had money, you have more money. Are you wealthy? Okay, in mutual fund, you invested in mutual fund, you did SIP for 5, 10, 20 years. What did you put? Money. What did you get out? Money. Do they give you stocks that they had invested on your behalf to you? No. So you are getting what back? Money. So you had money, you have more money. So are you wealthy or are you rich? You are richer. You are not wealthy. Will that money create wealth for you again? Can it give an income to you? No. Till it is with mutual fund people, yes. But just think about you investing in Wipro. Now that's a very Gisa-pita example, but it's a beautiful example to make an impact. I believe nobody in this room would have invested in Wipro and held it today. So I always say in my class with my mentees and all, investment should be something like with money that you don't need at all. First thing. Like property कब लेते हो आप? कौन से पैसे से लेते हो? जिससे कल जरूरत है आपको? कभी नहीं. जो पैसा आप बोलोगे अभी आज से 10 साल मुझे नहीं चाहिए, 20 साल नहीं चाहिए, you don't want it for 10, 20 years, वो पैसे से हम प्रॉपर्टी लेते हैं. कभी हम वो पैसे से प्रॉपर्टी नहीं लेते जिसके हमको 3 महीने बाद 6 महीने बाद पैसा रिटर्न करना है किसी को, और वो करने के बाद बहुत तकलीफ होती है, बिल्डर पैसा नहीं देता है या फिर प्रॉपर्टी के भाव गिर जाते हैं, बहुत कुछ होता है जहाँ लोग ट्रेडिंग करने चले जाते हैं प्रॉपर्टी में भी। बट व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू से इज कि ये जो मीन्स हम पैसा बनाने का सोचते हैं इस तरह का, तो ये बनता नहीं है और प्रॉब्लम आती है, राइट? ओके, सो व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू मेक यू अंडरस्टैंड इज कि इक्विटी इन्वेस्टमेंट्स ऑब्वियसली कम विथ रिस्क, म्यूचुअल फंड कम्स विथ रिस्क, निफ्टी डजंट कम विथ रिस्क, बट रिच एंड वेल्दी का डिफरेंस समझ लो पहले तो। एंड विप्रो का एग्जाम्पल पे आते हैं, इफ यू वुड हैव बॉट, नाउ समबडी सेज 100 shares 10,000 rupees in 1980s, ऑब्वियसली 1980s में 10,000 रुपीज़ होते तो मेरी डैड की सैलरी 300 रुपीज़ थी 80s में, तो 10,000 कहाँ से आते उसके पास? तो मैं उसको ब्लेम नहीं कर सकता हूँ, बट आपके बच्चे आपको जरूर ब्लेम करेंगे कि आप शेयर बाजार से एसोसिएटेड थे सालों से। वाई डिड यू नॉट इन्वेस्ट इन समथिंग लाइक विप्रो, मे बी अ फ्यूचर विप्रो, समथिंग सिमिलर टू विप्रो? So do you have an answer for that? So people who say ki I will trade and make money, you are getting richer. I am not saying no. Maybe you can put that money from stock market to gold to realty, wherever you want to, and obviously you have created a wealth. But just imagine that similar wealth could have been created from stocks also by doing nothing. So एक बहुत beautiful example देता हूँ मैं, अगर investment में पैसा बनाना हो तो buy and die, buy and DIE, not DYE. Buy and die or buy and forget, that's the investment. जैसे हम घर के बारे में, आज आप बहुत सारे लोग यहाँ, many people here are staying in their पुश्तैनी घर, family homes. Maybe grandfather, maybe great grandfather must have bought that for maybe few bucks, but those bucks were like करोड़ों रुपया at that point. हमको आज उनकी वैल्यू नहीं कि 100 रुपये में तो लिया था दादाजी ने, राइट? जमीन 1 बीघा 10 रुपये में मिल जाती थी, बहुत सारी चीज़ें हैं, बोलने के लिए बहुत कुछ है। आप क्या छोड़ के जा रहे हो अपने फ्यूचर जनरेशन्स के लिए? ना आपने ज़मीन खरीदी, ना शेयर खरीदे, अपॉर्चुनिटी रखी ही नहीं खुद के लिए, ट्रेड करके पैसा सब दे दिया, मतलब छोड़ के पैसा ही जाओगे एंड में, right? Unless you have created some assets. So I hope now I have made the case very clear about being wealthy and being rich. And mutual fund cannot make you wealthy, it can make you rich. So no doubt mutual fund is a very good form of asset. थोड़ा diversification होना चाहिए, आपका future planning के लिए भी काम आता है, जैसे आपके goal based planning होती है बहुत सारा, कि मुझे world tour करना है या बच्चे का education करना है या marriage करना है, तो काम आता है, but otherwise it doesn't help us. I hope we are very clear about this. So is it possible that something that cannot die we have defined now, right? Nifty cannot die. You can only spoil this strategy or the God. बीच में कोई नहीं है हमारे दोनों के बीच में, या तो मैं खराब कर सकता हूँ या ऊपर वाला खराब कर सकता है स्ट्रैटेजी को कि दुनिया ही खलास कर दिया, राइट? तब तक ये स्ट्रैटेजी में कोई रिस्क है? हम दो चीज़, अगर हम ना करें या खुदा ना करे तो कोई रिस्क है? Zero risk? Agree? Okay, great. So I have defined all this, so I can just run through it. Now just imagine 1992, in past 35 years, Sensex has seen corrections greater than 16%. How many times? 10 times. So that makes it very simple. Within 3.5 years to 4 years, one correction. करेक्शन से हमको डर लगता है, मेरे मेंटी लोग दे आर लुकिंग फॉरवर्ड टू इट, राइट? लाइक आफ्टर डूइंग द प्रोग्राम दे आर लुकिंग फॉरवर्ड टू हैविंग अ ह्यूज करेक्शन कि उसका कोई एडवांटेज ले सके. तो यू आर ऑल्सो गोइंग टू बी पार्ट ऑफ दैट कम्युनिटी हु कैन टेक एडवांटेज ऑफ this opportunity whenever it presents to us, unless you are fully invested in market before the correction happens and during the correction also, right? Range of corrections have been as deep as 63% to 17%. Like I said, 16% or lower. So 17% is the lowest, that is, on the larger correction side. And 63%, just imagine your 100 rupees going to 37 rupees. When do you think this happened? When do you think that 63% happened? 2008, right? No, 2008. COVID was 40 plus. 2008 was global financial crisis. That's when it happened, this 63%. Okay. So that means correction every 4 years on an average. Peak to bottom, just imagine, now correction के दिन कैसे लगते हैं? मौत के दिन लगते हैं? करेक्शन चालू हुआ तो कि भाई कब खलास होगा, राइट? अभी भी आपके पोर्टफोलियो में करेक्शन ही चालू है, मोस्ट ऑफ यू, और हमको लगता है निफ्टी ऊपर जा रहा है, हमारा पोर्टफोलियो कहीं नहीं जा रहा है. वी गेट फ्रस्ट्रेटेड. स्टॉक्स वी डोंट होल्ड, रन अप. स्टॉक्स वी बाय, गो डाउन. आफ्टर दे रन अप हम बाय करते तो नीचे चले आते. इट्स अ स्टैंडर्ड थिंग फॉर ऑल ऑफ अस. Unless you understand technicals, you have stop losses, you follow the systems, then probably you can limit your losses or limit your, you can get good profits in between as a trader. In these times, it is very difficult to otherwise survive, right? But just imagine from peak to bottom, 20 months max, 20 महीने, 2 साल से कम करेक्शन लास्ट किया है, और हमको कैसा लगता है जिंदगी निकल गई, कब खलास होगा? और 2 महीना भी हुआ है करेक्शंस. When was that? Just 2 months. When do you think was that? COVID, right? So COVID was a black swan event, fell 40% plus, reacted 40% within 2 months, and it came back within less than a year probably. The whole money was recovered, much more. Many people are, investors from COVID period. How many people started their journey after COVID? Because they were at home and they did not have anything to do. Job छूट गया, थोड़ा पैसा था शेयर बाजार में लगा दिया, कुछ नहीं है तो बोले वैसे ही मरना है, मर गए तो चलो. There is a good this thing anecdote about this. One very top quality investor, big investor, huge international. He was like, this was around World War, Second World War. He was asked, like he said, नहीं उसके ब्रोकर को कि उसके असिस्टेंट को बोला उन्होंने, buy as much stock as you can buy. So his assistant said, boss, where is the money? So he said, why should we worry? If we survive, we have to pay, and if we survive, then they will pay us. है ना? और पहले अगर आपको पता हो पुराने टाइमों में जब मैंने मार्केट चालू की थी 1990s में, right around Harshad Mehta period, brokers would ask you for money after a month, 2 months, 3 months. They will give you, वो जब तक डिलीवरी नहीं दे रहा आपको पैसा नहीं देना, तो प्रॉब्लम ही नहीं था, राइट? तो those were beautiful times, but we used to pay 2% brokerage. I have paid 10% also because I wanted instant money, same day. So settlements used to happen after 30 days, 45 days, depending on exchange के मूड में, छुट्टियाँ कितनी है, पता नहीं ब्रोकर का मूड आया नहीं आया तो नहीं हुआ, तो सेटलमेंट नहीं होता था. तो व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू से इज कि दोस वर डिफरेंट टाइम्स, दिस आर डिफरेंट टाइम्स. हियर वी डोंट लाइक पेइंग 10 पैसा एज ब्रोकरेज, वी वांट 100% फ्री ब्रोकरेज, सो डिलीवरी में 100%. बट आर यू मेकिंग मनी? आई डाउट. वी यूज्ड टू मेक मनी बाय पेइंग 2% ब्रोकरेज. सो आई एम गोइंग टू स्टार्ट 2% ब्रोकरेज नाउ, and I'll say you will guarantee make money, but you cannot sell, buy and forget, or buy and die. Okay, so obviously, means these are some data, this is hard fact, I will show you with data also. Look at the data. These are the corrections that Sensex has seen, and these are first 5 corrections since 1992. Just check the data. First fall 56%, 13 months. That is in 92-93. Then 2000, sorry, that was Y2K year, right? Ketan Parekh. How many people remember that? 99, 2000, yeah, Ketan Parekh. You need to either have very white hair or no hair at all on your head. Okay, then only you will know this, right? That is 25 years long story, right? So obviously this is something that, that period. Yes, and then you had Jan 04 to May 04, right? 2004. That was one of the craziest fall we had seen in 2004. Single day fall of 16% on index. 16%. 17 May 2004, I can never forget because I had just come from Dubai on 29th April. And remember, I'm saying 29 April 2004 and 17 May 2004. Just imagine how many days, less than 20 days. And my portfolio, like I was thinking I was going to do business on stocks. I'll just think about, I don't want to work for anybody. And you see your portfolio going down by how much percent? 33% in 5 months. But just imagine single day fall of 16% on Sensex and Nifty. Crazy, right? Can we imagine something like this today? 16% अभी 6 महीने में हुआ, September to March, April, and we were all like panicking, right? We are unhappy about the whole situation. Just imagine single day. Okay. Then that was like, up to 2008. So 2008, 63.7 in 10 months. That is every month 6% gone, 6.4%. Crazy. Okay, let's go to next. So this is latest 5 corrections. There is something that I want you to focus on. Look at the number of, the depth of correction and the time. Except that 2 months, look at, you thought 2 months was COVID. Actually, 2 months was May 2006, June 2006. Okay, that was in 2006, not in COVID. COVID was a little longer. Okay, but just imagine, except those 2 months and 5 months, if you take an average of those months, they are like more than 10 months.
So one more thing,
yeah.
What was the low approx? Was it near 7,700?
There.
The COVID.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about Nifty. Look at the COVID low on Sensex. So it was 40% almost. So you can calculate 40% kahan ja raha hai, right? And it was in 3 months. So 2 months was much earlier. Okay, but look at this total corrections. Here, previously, if you see 13, 20 and 10, yahan dekho, the max is 14. The least is 3. Crazy, right? Okay, look at the depth of the correction. Is it too deep or is it lesser compared to previous 5 corrections? Much lesser, right? Shallower. And you feel you are having corrections and you feel bad about it. You feel कि अरे हमारी लाइफ में corrections आ रहे हैं. तो हमारी लाइफ में क्या correction थे सोचो. मैं तो पूरे इतने साल से हूँ मार्केट में. तो हमने first initial 5 corrections कैसे देखे और अभी 5 corrections कैसे देख रहे हैं, right? So there is a huge difference. Understand that. Okay, this is the total data. If you see highs, open and close, 2008 largest ever fall, right? Just imagine, just see the average. If you would have invested every month as a SIP and at the highest price, why I'm putting highest and not the low price? Why do you think I have not put low price here? High, open and close. Why are those 3 only mentioned here and why not the low price? Anybody here who is lucky, who is always invested at low price?
No, you cannot invest at
Every time? But every time you would have invested at the highest price? Am I right? Most of us, in most of the stocks, whenever we buy, it's almost the highest price for the day or at least for the peak. वहीं खरीदा हमने सबने majority. So now look at the total and the summary of it. How much you would have paid to buy, means those 12 months or whatever, 8, 10 months, 10 months, 1,68,199.60, 10 installments, 10 SIP of Sensex, and you would have paid 1,68,000. At open price, what is the difference? Just 8,000 approx? Not much, right? 8,000 is not very big. Okay, what about 150? Is it huge? 18%? Sorry, 18,000 difference. Is it huge or is it okay? It can be managed, right? So just imagine even average is 159, which is not very far away from 168, which is the highest. So just imagine with this, just doing simple SIP at whatever the price you would have done, it wouldn't have been very expensive. So sometimes you would have been lucky and you would have bought at lowest also in that month. So your average would come down a little, right? But what I'm trying to give you is, even if you buy at whatever the price, the peak, the high or the close, right? Sorry, high, the close or the open price, right? Whatever it is, you would not have had much variation. So we many times think best price पे खरीदना है. There is no best price. There is discipline, consistency. That is more important. Like there are many doctors here today, so they will also tell you in life, if you want to succeed and to have a healthy life, you need to be consistent with your health. Eat right kind of food, right time, exercise rightly at right time, and things will be better for you. So same way, if you are investing any day, first day of the month or last day of the month, at last moments, you can invest. You would get close price. Or if you invest at the open, that's very simple. High हम इतने lucky भी नहीं और इतने unlucky भी नहीं है कि हर वक्त high मिलेगा. But you can easily strategize for open or close easily. It's not difficult, right? So either way we can do that. Okay, sorry. So if you see this, I will show you now the strategy, what you should do with if you are going to use Mrityunjay strategy. If you want to note down, you can note down. Or anyways, this is available on YouTube live, so obviously the whole video will be available, right? So even if you don't want to note down, it's fine. So highest close before Nifty fell, highest close before Nifty fell in 2008 was 20,286, right? The highest point that if you consider from the highest peak point of Nifty, maybe it is 1,000 points away, right? 21,000 odd something, 200. Just imagine 15% fall whenever you see. I'm giving you the whole way of investing using Mrityunjay as a strategy. So when you see 15% fall, you can invest, at that point, then 20, 25, 30. Beyond 30, right now, any corrections do you see beyond 30 except COVID? Right now, last 5 corrections? No. So we don't need to worry. नहीं तो हम फिर, बोलेंगे 60% भी गया था एक time. But we have changed the regime. The whole system is changed. Why is it that? Why do you think the current corrections, last 5 corrections, are not very deep and not for longer durations? No. Liquidity. But in what way liquidity? Yes. Mutual fund सही है. आपका पैसा वहाँ लगा हुआ है. वो पैसा उनको लगाना है मार्केट में continuous basis पे. So if they have to invest that money on regular basis, obviously if they have so much funds, they cannot sit aside and say, we are not going to invest. So they have to put cash at some point. So when they feel this is a good point to invest, probably you will not see any correction which will be deeper than 30%. Very rarely it will come. Very rare. Okay. And in this period, now let's go to more information. I'll show something very interesting. Now I have given you facts कि 15% पे कितना point था, आपको क्या invest करना था, कौन से point पे करना था, 18,025, 16,965. You can just define, na? The day you have started investing, you can say this is the peak price, 15% कहाँ है, I will invest at that point, 20%, 25%. So I have done that definition of when to invest. So now we go Excel, right? Do you have Excel sheet on this? Okay, so basically we'll try to share an Excel sheet with you later. But what I'm trying to say is कि अगर आपने समझो SIP करना है, this is the system. You are going to buy Nifty ETFs. Okay, so let's assume हमने अभी buy किया. Nifty is almost at the peak, near to peaks, right? It's not very far away. So आपने आज से SIP चालू किया because of this event. सर ने बोला है तो चलो कर लेते हैं, right? कुछ तो अच्छा होगा. 25-30 साल का एक्सपीरियंस है, 20 साल से सिखा रहे, तो चलो सुन लेते हैं इनकी बात, राइट? लगा दिया, तो आपने सिपिंग चालू किया. आपको जो पैसा शेयर बाजार में लगाना, वॉट एवर यू वांट टू इन्वेस्ट डिवाइड बाय 20. सो 10 लाख है तो डिवाइड बाय 20, 1 करोड़ है तो डिवाइड बाय 20, 1 लाख है तो डिवाइड बाय 20, वॉट एवर द नंबर, राइट? आर वी क्लियर? सो डिवाइड बाय 20 कर लिया. अब आपका फिक्स नंबर है 10 लाख का, डिवाइड बाय 20 कितना होगा? 50,000. 50,000 ना, तो हर महीना 50,000 निफ्टी का ETF लेना है, 50,000 का ही. आर वी क्लियर? ओके, इफ यू स्टार्ट डूइंग दैट, व्हाट विल हैपन? लेट्स से निफ्टी इज फॉलिंग ऑन अ रेगुलर बेसिस. You would have invested how much? 20, मतलब 5, मतलब first 5% has gone in first month. Second month normal fall, there is no 15% fall yet. So what will you do? Again 5%, जो आपका divide by 20 है तो 50,000 again. But third month you see a fall that is 20% or 15%. तो क्या करना है आपको? जैसे 50%, 15%, 1.5 दिखा, आपने क्या करना है? 2 more, मतलब नहीं, डबल नहीं, ट्रिपल. एक तो नॉर्मल करना है जो एवरी मंथ का है, और बिकॉज ऑफ दिस इवेंट यू इन्वेस्ट 2. सो नो, फ्रॉम द पीक, which we had already defined, right? So I'll go back to that point because somehow, like, you know, yeah. So if you know 18,025 15% है ना, तो जब तक 18,025 नहीं आया 2008 में, यू आर इन्वेस्टिंग व्हाट 5% जो भी, सॉरी 50,000 ईच. बट 15% दिखा तो वो मंथ का 5% जो भी रहेगा आपका प्लस 10% मोर. सो 15% एट 15%, राइट. सो अब आपका जनवरी में समझो, लेट्स से वी हैड 1 इंस्टॉलमेंट, फेब्रुवरी 2nd इंस्टॉलमेंट, मार्च you see a 15% fall. What will you do? So 1.5 lakhs, fantastic, right? Simple na, 50-50, and then 50 for March, and then 1 lakh because 15% fall. Now वो month में 20% भी आ गया, next 5%, तो another 2. So in that month you invested 5, 2.5, 5 installments in same month at given price 20% fixed. नीचे जाए ऊपर जाए आपको कुछ नहीं करना, you have to define 20% ले लिया, right? Okay, then 25%, if you see, 2 more, always 2 more. 5%, every 5% you buy 2 additional, you know, SIPs. At 30% you are fully invested. Total जितना पैसा बचा, अगर आपके 11 इंस्टॉलमेंट बचते, invest all 11 installments at 30%. Get fully invested with that 20 lakhs. Obviously your portfolio will be in losses because this fall was brutal, 63%, and you are invested at 30%. Just imagine you invested at 30% and the portfolio was, you know, the fall was brutal, and within 3 years to 7 years from the moment you started the SIP, I can guarantee you, you can get fantastic returns beyond your banks, much better returns with zero risk with this strategy. So if you want to invest this with this kind of simple strategy, it has to be 7 years should be your viewpoint. Okay, if it's not 7 years, then you should never invest. You should not go for this strategy if you don't have money for 7 years, which is totally, you can say you don't need that money at all. Are we clear? Okay. So sometimes it can happen like within 3 years your money could double also, but there is no guarantee. But 7 years क्यों? क्योंकि we see every 4 years there is a major fall, then there is a recovery. In what shorter time the recovery happens? Within maximum the recovery has taken is 27 months. Maximum from bottom to again to reach the major top that you had seen. Just imagine it has not taken more than 27 months. Okay, so that's the beauty of this market, that your money can see a roller coaster, and if you can take that advantage of that roller coaster, you can make some crazy money by having zero risk. And I'm telling you, this strategy is difficult for people who follow technical analysis. You know why? Because we have knowledge. We understand markets, we understand charts, we understand levels. अरे 15-20 क्या है तो नीचे भी जाएगा तो क्या करेंगे, थोड़ा रख देते हैं. You know, so that is a bigger problem. I would say people who are totally uninitiated. Do you invest in markets, Monica? Are bad. Ranjita? Are nobody here who doesn't invest in market? Maybe your husband? He invests? Kids? किसी का बच्चा, किसी का मतलब जो नहीं करता, वाइफ नहीं करती, उनको ये स्ट्रैटेजी बता दो, आप नहीं सक्सेसफुल हो सकते. If you know knowledge of technical analysis, if you don't have that knowledge, then you can be very successful because you are diligent. Husband ने बोला है ये करना है, जो पैसा आएगा प्रॉफिट मेरा है तो करेगी ना. यू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट आई एम सेइंग. बट हमको हमारे लिए करना है तो हम थोड़ा एफिशिएंसी की तरफ जाते हैं. एफिशिएंसी इज नॉट इंपॉर्टेंट. एज आई शोड यू द लेवल्स, efficiency is not the most important thing. Here it is all about consistency rather than efficiency. Can we have something AC working, boss? It's not working at all. Yeah, okay. So the consistency part is very important, right? As I told you, you can get your returns in 7 years. It can happen much earlier also. Currently it is happening at much earlier, levels. So you don't have to worry. I can show you the latest data where it has happened in much shorter time and much better returns. Maybe you are in losses, but this strategy would have given you some good returns. Just imagine. So sorry for the Excel. We'll try to share it with you guys on your WhatsApp group, and maybe even on YouTube we can share that, right? So we'll do that. So both the groups, later on. Okay. So now again, same thing. I'm just putting it here. The another perspective, how you can do an efficient way of using same Mrityunjay strategy, same thing in a much more efficient way, but here maybe you will have to have a little technical analysis knowledge. Okay, so that was for people who are totally out of markets, who don't understand market, those who can follow just numbers and maybe the rules and follow it with discipline. Okay, so their motivation is like बैंक से ज़्यादा पैसा मिल रहा है और जो प्रॉफिट आएगा सब मेरा है, राइट? सो दैट इज द मोटिवेशन फॉर योर बेटर हाफ्स. माई बेटर हाफ इज सिटिंग बिहाइंड. ओके, सो नाउ वी सी if we go with the data, I have already defined this, but again 35 years, 10 corrections, 20 months max, 2 months minimum, 63.7 is the max correction, 30.55 was the lowest correction in those first 10 years. Okay, first few years, right, up to, yeah. Then you see just 10 months that the average time correction has taken 48% price correction on an average once in every 4 years. That was the earlier part. This is the hard cold data. Okay, what happened in past 5 corrections? If you see 15 years, 5 corrections, 14 months, right, 3 months minimum, 14 months maximum. What was the peak fall? COVID 39.35, 16.92, the latest correction. Okay, just 9 months, that's the average fall that it has taken from peak to bottom. 26% price correction was average for this last 15 years, and it happened in every 3 years. Earlier it was almost 4 years. So the duration is happening in shorter duration, frequency is shorter, corrections are shorter, time duration is also smaller, right? So this is something that you need to understand and how we can optimize on this data. So start deploying instead of deploying from day one. Now see, in basic thing, मुझे नहीं पता कब peak है क्या है, but 15% correction तो हमको सबको पता चलेगा जब होगा तब, whenever it happens, right? Anybody here, मतलब इतना basic तो आता ही होगा ना कि 15% तो मुझे पता ही चल गया. तो 15% correction, देखो ऐसे भी चालू हो गया बात पे. Okay, 15% correction you see. So now 20 shifts, obviously same. If you see 15%, start investing at that time. But there is one more cash which will come to later, and 20 shifts from there, deploying capital from 8 to 12 months, 5 tranches. Because what happens? The fall doesn't consume more than 15 months or maximum 12 months. तो उतने पीरियड में डाल दो. तो कितने 4 महीने में या आपको 5 महीने मिलते हैं, 5 महीने में 20 आपके इंस्टॉलमेंट्स है, 4 इंस्टॉलमेंट्स ईच, तो 50,000 into 4, 2 lakhs. 2 lakhs at every month. When you see 15% correction, first you have to do that, and every next month कोई वैल्यू नहीं देखना उसके बाद कितना गिर रहा है. You don't have to worry about how much fall is happening. You just have to invest 2 lakh each. So in next 5 months you will be fully invested totally, right? That is one way. Now next way is deploy 1/4 capital at 15% correction, 25%. Okay, instead of हमने क्या किया था 20%, फिर 20 in 5 times. Now I'm saying deploy 25% at 15% correction. Whenever you see 15%, now just imagine 15% number याद रख लो. इंडेक्स में फॉल आया तो आपने क्या करना है, 15% दिखा तो 25% लगा दिया. This is the efficient strategy, most efficient. Okay. Then deploy balance capital every week from month 8, 8th month for next 5 weeks. Or on every 5% correction, whatever happens first. मतलब instead of monthly, what are you doing? Weekly. And क्या कर रहे हो आप? Total जो पैसा बचा है 75%, you are going to invest in next 5 weeks. 75% in 5 weeks will be how much? 15% every week. मतलब 1.5 lakh every week. Whatever the day you want to think, first day of the week or last day of the week. High low भूल जाओ. Open close, whatever you want to do. Okay, are we clear with this? So it's very simple, it's not difficult. This is very simple. Last one. Okay, इतना करने के बाद क्या होगा अगर ये कर लिया आपने तो? So this 15%, as I have told you, you should remember, right? And then you start diving in the market. Instead of every month sipping and all that, don't do that. 15% pay, 25%, and next 5 weeks total 75% gets invested. This is what happened. This is the returns that was generated in last correction, latest correction of 2025. You saw 15% correction, right? We all saw, right? September was the peak, I believe, of the last Nifty index page of September last year, 24. 15% जब भी हुआ, March में हुआ. We all seen that. So invested 25% at that point. So 2.5 लाख रुपया डाल दिया. Next 5 weeks में आपने 1.5 लाख डाल दिया. 10 lakh got invested. Okay, how many units you must have purchased? 13.41 of Sensex. Sensex value. Here Nifty को convert कर लो तो Nifty से कर लेना. Here the question is not about what index, but Nifty. Why I refer Nifty, though I am giving the calculations on Sensex, is because I believe the more the association, more the history of any index, the more better efficient index it is. Best part about Sensex is not traded as much as Nifty. So उसमें मैनिपुलेशन भी थोड़ा कम ही होता है. निफ्टी में ज़्यादा मैनिपुलेशन होता है. सी एवरी वीक एक्सपायरी यू विल सी देयर इज सम ड्रामा हैपनिंग ऑन ट्यूसडे, है ना? तो अभी सेंसेक्स वाला भी हो रहा है, बट इतना नहीं होता जितना निफ्टी में होता है, राइट? या सो अब थोड़ा हो रहा है, कैन अंडरस्टैंड. आप बोल रहे हो बरोबर है, मैं मानता हूँ, बट इतना नहीं होता जितना निफ्टी में होता है. निफ्टी इज लाइक क्रेजी वोलेटिलिटी. चलो, बट आपको निफ्टी से ही काम करना है. That is what I am trying to say. Don't worry about it. You have to do Nifty because Nifty is more liquid on ETFs. Sensex Bs are not equally liquid. That is the main reason. Understand that. पूछिए please.
जब लो से हाई काटता है निफ्टी, तो हाई के बाद वो कितना ऊपर चलता है परसेंटेज?
Almost उतना ही जितना गया हो नीचे.
जितना वो नीचे गया
उतना मिनिमम.
कह रहे हैं कि हर 15% के फॉल पे डालना है. आज हम खड़े हैं कि लो लगा के निफ्टी ऑलमोस्ट हाई काटने को जा रहा है, या अगर काट देता है तो यहाँ से वो 15% चलेगा जो आया.
जितना गिरा था
ऐसा डाल सकते हैं कि नहीं?
और भी डाल सकते, क्यों नहीं? वो तो बंद नहीं करो. बट मैं तो ये स्ट्रैटेजी बना हूँ, पूरा पैसा लगा दिया ना आपने, खलास हो गया. अभी चुपचाप खड़े रहो, बस अभी खड़े रहना आपको. अगर है पैसा तो डालो, नहीं है तो मत डालो. आज से करना हो तो यू कैन डू इट, व्हाई नॉट. बट 15% करेक्शन हो चुका ना, तो फिर वो पुराना वाला हो गया. अब आप यहाँ से 15% के लिए जा रहे हो तो इट इज बेसिक सिप जो नॉर्मल करते हैं हम. ये मृत्युंजय में नहीं आता ना वो, दैट्स वाई.
मतलब मृत्युंजय के लिए यहाँ से 15% बाजार जाए, फिर 15% वहां से गिरे तो मृत्युंजय हो जाए.
तब आपको पैसा लगाना है. जब मृत्युंजय का स्ट्रैटेजी वो है कि गिरने में पैसा बनाना. मैंने क्या बोला, मेजॉरिटी टाइम हम गिरता है तो डरते हैं, तो गिरने में फायदा उठाना है आपको. गिरने में डरना नहीं है, भागना नहीं है. क्यों डरते हैं लोग पता है? बिकॉज नॉलेज नहीं होता. पहली चीज, पीपल डोंट हैव नॉलेज कि हाउ दे कैन डू इट एफिशिएंटली. दूसरी चीज है, व्हेन निफ्टी इज फॉलिंग सो मच यू आर पैनिकिंग. बट व्हाई यू आर पैनिकिंग? बिकॉज यू डोंट नो व्हाट विल हैपन नेक्स्ट. व्हेन आई शोड यू व्हाट विल हैपन एंड व्हाट हैज हैपेंड इन पास्ट 10 events, now you have more confidence, right?
जैसे कोई नया बंदा बाजार में आया, तो आज आपका ये देखा,
राइट.
अब वो कहता है बाजार में पैसा लगाना है, 1 करोड़ रुपया मेरे पास.
तो रुक जाओ, 15% फॉल आने दो, या तो फिर चुपचाप सिप करो. बढ़ेगा तो अच्छी बात है, नहीं बढ़ा तो अभी हायर टॉप नहीं बनाया ना अभी तक. Higher top, see, it has to make a higher top. Technically, technical analysis wise, it needs to cross the previous top and sustain above that. कितने दिन नहीं, पहले क्रॉस तो कर ले. मतलब 26,500 600 क्रॉस हो जाए, सस्टेन करे, obviously like at least 3 to 4 weeks minimum if you are looking at daily chart. You can assume, yeah, you can assume, but it's not a guarantee. Please understand, there is no guarantee. हाँ, नेवर, मतलब सी अंडरस्टैंड, वहाँ से गिरना चालू किया तो आपके लिए तो मतलब सोने पे सुहागा, 1 करोड़ रुपया तो लगाना है, तो नहीं तो बैठ जाओ फिर 6-7 साल में. सी आई टेल यू, 7 साल में अगर अज्यूम करें, आपने चालू किया, अज्यूम करते ऊपर गया, ऊपर से गिरा, फिर भी 7 साल में आपको एटलीस्ट इट विल ब्रेक इवन और इट गिव यू सम बेटर रिटर्न्स. इफ नॉट, मेनी स्ट्रैटेजीज विद निफ्टी कैन गिव यू नेगेटिव रिटर्न्स. हियर यू विल नॉट लूज मनी, दैट आई कैन गारंटी यू. बट ये मेरी स्ट्रैटेजी नहीं है, दैट्स व्हाट आई एम सेइंग. वो मेरी स्ट्रैटेजी नहीं, मेरी स्ट्रैटेजी सिंपल है, जब फॉल आता है तब करना है, क्योंकि मुझे आपके डर को हटाना है. हो सकता है, तब तक आप कुछ भी करो, कहीं भी लगा दो, एफडी कर दो. आई वुडंट से सो. I am a bull, I am a Taurian, I am born bull. I will always keep invested in myself, invested in market. क्योंकि मुझे मेरे बच्चों को जवाब देना है, अगर या मेरे बच्चों को कल उठ के ये नहीं अपॉर्चुनिटी देनी है कि मेरे बाप ने कुछ नहीं किया मेरे लिए. एक विप्रो का अपॉर्चुनिटी रखा नहीं मैंने. नहीं, वो भी कर सकते हो आप एफडी की जगह पे. यू कैन पुट इट इन लिक्विड फंड्स. या दैट्स व्हाट आई एम सेइंग, दे विल गिव यू a little more returns than, you know, banks at least. Okay, right? So if you see this, this was the latest correction that we see. Your 10 lakh invested becomes 11 lakh 50,000 in just 7 months. 15% in 7 months. So just imagine 12 months में आपका return कितना percentage आप CAGR ले लो, right? It is better than 20% approximately. 20% तो पकड़ ही सकते हो approx. So is it good? So this is very simple strategy. It is not bad strategy. It is for somebody who is afraid of market falls. Yeah, you had something, Kapil. No, we don't. That's where the technical analysis, the knowledge of technical analysis is something that will be a hindrance to you as a technical analyst. That's why I said give it to your, you know, wife, daughter or son who don't understand anything of technicals. Moment you understand, you have knowledge, that knowledge, sometimes, you know, ignorance is bliss, works here beautifully rather than having knowledge. So if you can see why I am doing this and why I am trying to tell you this is that majority of the time people are afraid of fall. As I said initially, my mentees would be happy when they see a fall. Okay, because if you look at COVID fall or any fall, if you would have invested at that point at 30% also, 60% गया, ठीक है ना, क्या फर्क पड़ता है? Because we know the history is like, just imagine since Sensex 79 से history है, मेरा old low, right? 79 से उसकी history है, Nifty की छोटी history है. Right, अब 79 से from 100, Sensex has gone to almost 85-88,000 on the peak side. Has it gone vertically up in every year on CAGR basis? No, obviously because we saw 10 major corrections in last 35 years. Like जब हम अगर 79 से बात करेंगे तो how many years? 46 years. उसके बीच में भी correction हुआ है first initially, जो भी बड़े थे. या तो वो हर्षद मेहता के पहले भी करेक्शंस हुए थे, ऐसा नहीं कि नहीं हुआ था, राइट? या सो आई एम जस्ट टेकिंग लास्ट 10 करेक्शंस फॉर योर, कि इतना डेटा तो बहुत हो गया, उसमें हमने 5-5 में स्प्लिट किया कि यू कैन हैव मच बेटर पर्सपेक्टिव ऑफ मार्केट, राइट? सो बेसिकली इफ यू सी सिंस 79 इंडेक्स हैज गॉन अप आफ्टर सीइंग 63% करेक्शन, 30% करेक्शन एंड 16%, 17% करेक्शंस ऑल्सो. सो इट्स अ चेकर्ड, you know, it's a roller coaster ride, but the ride is always like this. Ride is never like this. These are just, you know, blips in the time. Problem is with time, price also. And we associate our investments with a very short-term perspective. That's why I said I initially created that, you know, wealth and the time factor. So if you want to, see, this will not create wealth for you, but this will give you good money, which you can, you know, create wealth with. Right? So this is something that we need to understand, and this is just recent latest correction that we have seen. It has generated almost 20% returns on an annualized basis. ऑब्वियसली एंड प्रॉपर्टी, आई कैन टेल यू प्रॉपर्टी से भी होता है, बट राइट प्लेस राइट टाइम, एवरीबडी डजंट हैव. आज की तारीख में इतना ट्रांसपेरेंट वर्ल्ड है कि मोस्ट ऑफ द इंफॉर्मेशन इज अवेलेबल टू एवरीबडी. TPS is known to most of the people, or at least people who are connected. And Delhi में तो I don't think anybody is not connected. मेरा बाप कौन है, right? तू जानता है मेरा बाप कौन है. तो obviously Delhi is famous for that dialogue meme. But what I'm trying to tell you is कि ये सब जगह है. दिल्ली क्यों, मुंबई में भी आ जाओ या पूना चले जाओ, सब जगह सबके बाप को कोई ना कोई पहचानता है, right? और या किसी के बाप को वो पहचानता है. So what I'm trying to say is कि wealth बनता है property में, but obviously property is not as liquid as equity. So if you need money in emergency, you cannot withdraw. And many times it is important that we value our family and our friendship and all that, and we support our friends and family. And that's when you need money which is very liquid. So you have to distribute your funds accordingly, right? So I think I have come to end of my presentation, and yeah. So if you have any questions, we already started, before I could go to Q&A, we already had Q&A, yeah. Mrityunjay strategy, yeah.
15% you are asking us to invest 25%. But can we assure at the live market today where we are standing, if this fall won't continue?
How do we know? We don't know. 63% भी, उसीलिए तो मैंने बताया, उसलिए स्ट्रैटेजी बताई कि पहले ये भी हुआ था 63%. अभी लास्ट 5 फॉल्स हैव नॉट कंज्यूम मोर देन 40%. सो exactly at that point no, but that's why it's 3 to 7 years. But I'm saying 3 to 7 years तो भूल जाओ, अभी 7 months में इसने रिटर्न दिया, which is more than 20%, and it can give you 100% also, but we will have to wait ना. 7 years की बात है, 7 साल में एक बड़ा अपस्विंग भी तो आ सकता है जब फॉल भी आएगा. तो समझो आज से फॉल चालू हुआ, अज्यूम करो कल से फॉल चालू हुआ मंडे को, तो नेक्स्ट कितने साल में खलास हो जाएगा वो फॉल? विदिन अ ईयर, वी नो, विदिन अ ईयर, 15 months, 12 to 15 months, उससे ज़्यादा जाता नहीं है. म्यूचुअल फंड सही है सर, अरे फिर तो अंत भी जीरो भी होगा तो उसका भी कोई किसी को पता नहीं ना, कल अंत भी हो जाए दुनिया, वी डोंट नो. बट जो फैक्ट बता रहे हो क्या है, 15 month में फॉल गेट्स let it go. Yeah, it will be lower. Obviously, I said that's why you have to give that much time. Time is very important after you invest. See, problem is, मैंने आज झाड़ डाला, मुझे 15 दिन में झाड़ में से फल चाहिए, नहीं आएगा. झाड़ को उगने को टाइम देना पड़ेगा. फल पहला आएगा वो भी कुछ नहीं होगा, वर्थ नहीं होगा खाने को, और 2-3 साल बाद वो उसमें आम अच्छा लगेगा, राइट? आई नो sir, I have seen that and that doesn't work. I have been in markets for much longer than I believe, you know now, right? So that's why I'm saying ये सब बातें बहुत अच्छी लगती है. डिसिप्लिन, कंसिस्टेंसी से जो पैसा बनता है कभी आप जो भी करना चाहोगे नहीं बनेगा. और मैं आपको एक चीज़ बोल सकता हूँ जो मैंने पहले बोला था इस सेशन के, हम प्राइवेटली बात कर रहे थे तब, कि नरेश का बहुत अच्छा डायलॉग है कि आप ट्रेडिंग से घर चला सकते हो, ट्रेडिंग से घर बना नहीं सकते. वेरी रेयर, देयर इज वन पर्सन हियर हु वाज सिटिंग हु सेड आई हैव मेड वेल्थ आउट ऑफ बाय ट्रेडिंग. वेरी फ्यू पीपल कैन डू दैट, and that's why the data, SEBI data says that only few % of people make money. Now just imagine जो few % तो बोल रहे 4 to 5%, उसमें आपको क्या लगता है 4 to 5% पैसा बना रहे, मतलब 1 रुपया भी बनाया तो उनके डेटा में आ गया. बट जिसने बड़ा पैसा बनाया तो उसके भी 4 to 5% का जस्ट 20% होगा. तो दैट इज 1%. जस्ट इमेजिन दैट इज मेकिंग मनी इन द मार्केट. उसमें वो जेन स्ट्रीट भी आता है, तो आप उसके साथ कम्पीट नहीं कर सकते. जेन स्ट्रीट के बाद टावर रिसर्च आता है और दूसरे 2-4 नाम है, तो वो पैसा बनाते हैं, आप और हम नहीं बनाते हैं. ऑथम इन्वेस्टमेंट मेक्स मनी है, उसका जाके देखो कितना बड़ा पैसा है, प्रॉफिट्स है. तो व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू टेल यू इज कि दिस इज वेरी सिंपल, वेरी इजी, एंड इट टेक्स अवे फियर आउट ऑफ योर सिस्टम. अब आप टेक्निकल एनालिस्ट हो, राइट? एक काम करो, वो जो पैसा आप लगाने की बात करते हो, लेवल्स देखने की बात करते हो, आई विल गिव यू बेटर पर्सपेक्टिव। वहाँ आपका फर्स्ट जो भी इन्वेस्टमेंट करना 15% पे करो, नेक्स्ट फ्यू वीक्स में पूरा इन्वेस्ट कर दो। 25% 15% पे कर दो इक्विटी में, इट विल बीट इंडेक्स रिटर्न्स। अभी नहीं हुआ, लेटेस्ट में नहीं हुआ, क्यों पता है? इंडेक्स इज मूविंग, पोर्टफोलियो इज नॉट मूविंग। तो ये वाला सिचुएशन फिर आप बोलोगे ये वाला आएगा। सो देर इज ऑलवेज वन अदर साइड टू कॉइन, बट मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम इट वर्क्स. Once in a while it doesn't work because markets go through regime cycles and you have to live with it. That is the part of the business, right? So what I have made the case is कि बहुत simple है, it's not difficult. मार्केट में पैसा बनाना हमारा प्रॉब्लम है, हमको मार्केट से पैसा रोज बनाना है. I'll tell you, I am working on a algo trading platform, right? We have built it. We have also tested some strategies. If I tell you there is a strategy that gives you 30% return, 35% return, less than 40% return, less than 40% winning trades, less than 40, rather it is 35. Would you invest in or trade in such strategy? Anybody here would like to trade in a strategy that gives you only 35% success ratio? So that's what I'm trying to say. See, worst case, moment we hear 35% we get, नहीं ये तो गलत है, हमको पैसा क्यों? आप कोई भी समझो, let's say you go to any advisor, first thing what will you ask? What is your success ratio? Right? This is the first question. I'm coming to you. Your answer only, obviously. First thing we ask any advisor is, what sort of returns will you generate for us? What is your success ratio? Now my success ratio could be 80%, and that 20% could take away 30% of your total capital, where you are losing. Where does it happen most of the time? What trading? Which derivative? Option selling. Option buying is strategy which will give you 35% success ratio, but can give you 65% losing ratio, but still make money for you. But people don't have faith because I want 80% success ratio. Now 80% success ratio can actually kill you. Problem is people don't want to do simple things. People want to know complex things. मैं जितना complex बोलूँगा आपको लगेगा, oh, he has some knowledge, right? He is wise man. Complexity actually is to show that I am better than you. आप अपनी लाइफ कैसे जीते हो मुझे बताओ. हर ये रूम में जो भी है, कोई somebody here lives on pure air, doing nothing. That's complex, na? To live on pure air. There is a sadhu or some Jain monk who has been living on just water and sunlight for years. Can you do that? It's very simple, na? आपको तो हर केमिकल मिल जाता है जो चाहिए, है ना? हाँ वही तो, मतलब मैं वो बता रहा हूँ, हम नॉर्मल सब लोग देखो कौन सी लाइफ जीते हैं, सिंपल लाइफ जीते. रोज सुबह उठ के कितना भी पैसा होगा आप उतना ही खाओगे, 300 से 400 500 ग्राम, उससे ज़्यादा नहीं खा पाओगे, राइट? हम जब जाएंगे तो हो सकता है उतनी ही लकड़ी मिलेंगी या उतना ही ज़मीन में उतना खड्डा मिलेगा, उससे ज़्यादा नहीं मिलेगा कुछ, राइट? तो वो लाइफ है बेसिक. इसके बीच में जो करते हो ना वो बहुत कॉम्प्लेक्स बना देते हो. सिंपल लाइफ होती है, बीवी पूछती है आज कहाँ हो, तो हम उसमें क्या सोचते हैं, क्या सोचते बताइए? सोचना ही बंद कर देते हैं ना तभी के तभी, कि भाई यही हूँ, तेरे पास ही हूँ, पीछे हूँ, देख, है ना? उतनी मोमेंट में पहुंच भी जाते सुपरमैन की तरह. बट आई एम टेलिंग यू, वी ओवर थिंक, वी ओवर डू एवरीथिंग. लाइक समझो एक बॉस है, आपने बीवी भी बॉस ही होती है वैसे, उसने पूछा कहाँ हो, तो आप पहला कि इसको क्या हो गया, मतलब इसके दिमाग में क्या चल रहा है. बॉस भी अगर पूछा, कुछ फ़ोन किया, जस्ट फ़ोन किया, मिस कॉल में चला गया, अरे इसको क्या हुआ, अभी क्यों फ़ोन कर रहा है, क्या काम होगा, वो सिर्फ इतना ही बोलेगा, यार सॉरी, वो कल तेरे को गुस्सा कर दिया था, सॉरी बोलना था. पर हमने कितना ओवर थिंक कर लिया कल के गुस्से का. और वाइफ ने जस्ट इतना ही बोलना था कि भाई आते हो तो साथ में थोड़ा कुछ लेके आना, आज खाना नहीं है घर में, है ना? तो जो दिन बाहर से खाना आता है तो कुछ कोड भी होता है, आई डोंट नो. राइट? कुछ कुछ घरों में कोड होता है कि खाना लेके आना, तो कोड होता है. I hope people married here, most of you are married. We have some codes between yourself. अरे सर आप और हम वो एज पास कर चुके अभी. पहले तो गजरे लेके बाल में लगाते तो आपको पता चलता था क्या हो रहा है, क्या होना है आज, यू नो. नहीं सर, वो दिन तभी ऑर्डर का सिस्टम नहीं था ना, आपको होटल ले जाना होता था गजरा देख के, मम्मी पापा से परमिशन लेना होता है. गजरा इज अ कंडीशन. मैं बाकी बातें नहीं कर रहा हूँ उसके बाद वाली, बट ऑब्वियसली दैट वाज द वे वी डील, राइट? वी मेक लाइफ वेरी डिफिकल्ट, वी मेक लाइफ कॉम्प्लेक्स. सिंपल में बहुत डिफिकल्ट है. आई हैव बीन वर्किंग ऑन, लाइक just imagine people who have done my course, you may network and you may talk to them later, they'll tell you कि सर मतलब ऐसा कुछ नहीं सिखाते कि जो वो हमको नहीं पता था. probably his way of teaching is a little different. जैसे आपको मैंने 30 OB 70 का एग्जाम्पल दिया, 80-20 का एग्जाम्पल दिया, आपको लगता है 80-20 में पैसा बनता है, 20 में तो हम स्टॉप लॉस रख लेंगे. आपको स्टॉप लॉस रखने का मौका ही नहीं मिलता, गैप डाउन ही खुलता आपके अगेंस्ट में, आप क्या कर लोगे? Then you are stuck, then you keep on, firefighting with those strategies and with those ye leg kato, wo log pakdo kind of, right? I'm talking about option strategies, right? So I believe you all understand what I'm trying to say, and I believe I have made my case. Still you have some questions about strategy or whatever, we will still have time. So I think we'll need to give it to the next speaker, obviously. Okay, but other than this, like if you have any burning question, you can still ask me. Like you cannot wait up to the next networking opportunity. If you have some burning question, you can still ask me, except my wife. She may have lots of burning questions. Yeah, see, I told you. But 33 years से साथ में अभी हम दोनों, we know each other when to pull and when to go back, right? Yeah, so any questions, any burning questions? Right? If you have, please raise. If there is any question online, if there is a burning question, otherwise if I have answered, I believe there will be no questions left. Yeah, yeah, please ask. Is it burning really? I can't smell. Uh-huh. Why not? See, I don't follow Elliott, but Elliott says, मैं सीरियसली इलियट को मतलब थोड़ा मतलब फैसिनेट हो जाता हूँ, बिकॉज इलियट सेज एवरीथिंग हैज़ टू गो इन सुपर साइकिल, राइट? मेन सुपर साइकिल भी पकड़ लो तो वॉट एवर यू बाय हैज़ टू गो अप, राइट? लाखों में ही जाना है ना उसको, तो गिरना भी तो बड़ा है ना. तो आई डोंट से नो, नेवर, बिकॉज इन मार्केट आई हैव लर्नड वन थिंग, नेवर से नेवर पॉसिबल, बिकॉज मार्केट हैज़ अ वे ऑफ हम्बलिंग यू. सो आप हम सोचेंगे 20% के नीचे नहीं गिरेगा, हो सकता है 60% गिरे. वाई नॉट? देयर इज अ ग्लोबल फाइनेंशियल क्राइसिस एक्चुअली गोइंग ऑन राइट नाउ, एंड Amit would be the person who can give you lots of insights on that, because obviously he is a person who is dealing with that kind of data with FIs and all other and global markets, and he has to look at everything. Rather I am like lucky because I look at Indian equities only, I don't look at any other things, right? So obviously like what I'm trying to say is I would never say never. आप बोलोगे 20% फॉल हो सकता है, मैं बोलूँगा 60% हो सकता है, 80% हो सकता है. वाई नॉट? कहीं भी कोई मार्केट में हुआ है तो क्यों नहीं हो सकता? लाइक वी हैव सीन क्रूड गोइंग डाउन टू माइनस. आपके पास क्रूड के लॉन्ग पोजिशंस थे तो आपको तकलीफ हो गई थी कि आपको पैसा देना पड़ा था. जस्ट सॉरी शॉर्ट होके आपको पैसा देना पड़ा था. पैसा बनने की जगह देना पड़ा था, बिकॉज डिलीवरी कहाँ लेना है, वो नहीं ले पाए तो दो पैसा. 15% I think it went minus. Yeah, Vatsalya. Expensive. Our stocks are very expensive. Valuation wise, earnings are not there. Expensive. The data is not giving us any kind of comfort. The global markets are not giving any kind of comfort. There is a challenge there. Like you must be reading about, what Japan has done. The rates are going up. So obviously there could be a withdrawals of US Treasury and all that. So there is hundreds of things going up. But what I have learnt in last so many years is markets keep on going up. Elliott wave is right. In case of Sensex at least and Nifty. I don't know about stocks because stocks can go to zero. But Elliott says zero नहीं जा सकता कोई भी चीज. वो लोग का मृत्युंजय है. आई एम नॉट सेइंग, बट इंडेक्स 100% आई कैन टेल यू लास्ट डे पे 0 आएगा, उसके पहले नहीं आएगा. बट नीचे बहुत कुछ जा सकता है, 80% भी जा सकता है, 60% भी. या एनी क्वेश्चंस? So I'm not an Iliotician, so I cannot answer that, and we don't have any panelist who is an Iliotician. So I'm sorry, Vivek, we are unable to answer that question with regrets. Any other questions? That's it. So that was a burning question. Wow, 25 years, it burnt a lot.
Vivek, tell us what could be the kind of growth on the index. I mean, the
I don't know, but I am looking at India as a, Sone ki chidiya again. So obviously, like, there is lots of opportunities for us. And see, forget about why India Sone ki chidiya. If you want a little, just short mein, where are we in context to US or China? Though we are the 4th largest economy in the world, GDP wise or infrastructure wise, we are very, very far behind. So to just catch up or to even go to the 20%, China's, forget about America. America has old, outdated infra. Let's look at China, which is latest infra and latest technology. Even if you have to catch up to 20% of what China has done, India has to grow ferociously, not only just like that tiger has to literally roar. Okay, so that is what I'm looking at. So that 20% can give you some crazy returns over a period of time. Forget about catching up and matching up. We'll never be able to do that, I believe, but at least 20% is what I feel. जैसे हम पहले बोलते थे अमेरिका से हम 40 साल पीछे, अब हम चाइना से बोल सकते हैं हम 40 साल पीछे. हाँ, बट 40 तो हम कभी ना कभी तो कैचअप करेंगे, तो थोड़ा इतनी तो इज्जत रख लें हमारी खुद की भी. और सोने की चिड़िया बोल रहा हूँ तो ऑब्वियसली बीइंग एन इंडियन वी डोंट वांट टू अंडरमाइन अवरसेल्फ, राइट. थोड़ा प्राइड चाहिए हमको हमारे में भी, और करेंगे इंशाल्लाह, क्यों नहीं करेंगे. वाई विल नॉट अचीव ऑल दैट. वी हैव टू, बिकॉज सी पहले था आप चला लेते थे कुछ भी, टूटे हुए रास्ते, गांव में गए तो रास्ता ही नहीं. अब आज लोगों को आफ्टर मोबाइल, आफ्टर इंटरनेट, nobody, like, people are not so patient. They are aggressive. They have become like, they have knowledge. They know कि दुनिया में ये हमारे पास क्यों नहीं है. लाइट नहीं है तो लाइट चाहिए, इंटरनेट नहीं है तो इंटरनेट चाहिए, इंटरनेट के लिए लाइट चाहिए तो ऑब्वियसली लाइट पहला चाहिए. एंड computers, technology has brought lots of changes in overall across, you can say, the humanity, I would say. So obviously we Indians will demand, and government has to comply at some point. And whoever does it, we don't worry about 1 or 2 or 3 or 10, large corporates, but end mein India has to grow. Okay, so that is what I am looking at, right? So I'll call it an evening for now, right? And I hope you enjoyed, all of you. Yeah. So I'll hand it over to Jayant, and he will take you through the journey. Make sure that you register with him if you are not registered on Qodrr. And from tomorrow onwards, start checking and start harassing him. Collapse होना चाहिए. And he should explain to you collapse क्यों, and he will celebrate. तो इसको celebrate करवाना है हमको, right? Yeah. Jayant, all yours.
Hello. All right, guys. Thank you for joining us today. First of all, I would like to say thanks to Fidai sir for giving us an opportunity to introduce our platform called Qodrr. I'll be briefing about a little bit on the Algo side, since it's quite a bit of buzzword into the stock markets industry right now. I'll try to walk you through with a bit of that, and then I'll try to demonstrate the kind of a platform what we have developed, and yeah, finally we will take up some questions or anything if you have. All right. So I think most of the people are already into the trading as well, as long as the investing. Okay, so for traders, it's always important to have the right set of a data where they can take their calculative bets. Typically, we see the data coming from NSE and exchange, I would say, right? But I think most of the people in India, I think, loving the charting platform called TradingView. And unfortunately, it is not taking the direct feed from NSE. And most of the traders are not aware of it. I was working with a couple of traders few weeks before, and they were working on some custom time frame, not the regular 5 minute, 15 minute or whatever. And I do have my data with me, and they mention these are the open, high, low, close of a certain candles, and I'm expecting a so and so signal. So whatever signal I'm getting through the trading view alerts is correct. I said, fine. I do respect your words. I do respect what you are analyzing. But I said, how can you give me the surety that it is working similar way for other traders as well, who are basically, working with the live stream directly coming from the NSE servers, or mostly, the NSE approved vendors. And we quickly try to fetch some intraday text data for one of the script where we wanted to check the signal and we found that there is a quite a bit of gap in terms of the tick data. And definitely when you will talk about the custom time frames, so the open, high, low, close will not be same. You cannot expect that, right? So that's how the data analysis and the algo things start. So it's very important to understand, are we playing with the right data set or not? Okay, so I always try to believe that we should have a genuine data coming from NSC approved streams, okay, which pretty much neglect the first level of our decision making, whether we can go wrong with our calculations of be it any kind of a technical indicator, you name it. If open, high, low, close is not correct, then everything can go wrong. So forget about your back testing result, forget about your profit and loss. Okay, if data is wrong, then everything is wrong. Now a lot of people say we are building a AI ML model also. Okay, so for whole story, everything is basis data. So data analysis was quite a bit buzzword from in last 10-15 years, but not recently. Now people started talking about AI ML, but the base is data. So at Qodrr, we try to ensure whatever the stock data, index data we are going to consume for the calculation purpose is pretty much aligned to the NSE streams. So we have close to Nifty 500 symbols tracked on a tick by tick data stream on a daily market open days, basically I can say. So from that point of view, I can assure that Qodrr works with pretty much live stream data, which is aligned with the NSE stream. Okay, I think this was kind of a my exercise, I would say. When I joined Fidai sir's course long back in 2016-17 onward, we gone through with all those trainings, how we can utilize it and can create a trading strategy and all. Since then, I was started, looking into the data part and building the strategy. So my experience with Algo is close to 7 to 8 years now, and I've been into the programming world for more than 15 years. In my past, I worked with quite a bit renowned MNCs and corporate in India and US. But now I'm fully dedicated to Qodrr from last few years, and that's where I'm running my own algo strategies as well. We are building customized strategies for HNIs and ultra HNIs as well. So I'll be walking you through like how as a retail trader also we can create our simple strategy and automate it, because most of the people are into their business, into their jobs. So they can run their systems and rely on Qodrr. Okay, so we'll start this journey by doing a sign up, a quick sign up. So once you type a qodrr.com, which is spelled as a QODRR.com, then you'll land up on the main page where we have a sign up button. Okay, so here you have to fill up some basic details. We'll ask for your username, your name, then email address. Okay, and then a phone number. So this phone number we expect you to enter is same as it is registered on a WhatsApp, because we do send notifications through our platform on your registered WhatsApp number. So we expect that the number is same where you can receive the notifications. So for username, you can type what you prefer. And then password of your choice. All right.
Just check whether everybody has done this.
Yeah. So I expect that a couple of you people might have already tried.
Just check.
I can't check it from this system. Yeah.
Are you done, guys, with this registration part?
We have to download it.
No.
Website.
So yeah.
Can you do that again, Jayant? Can you do that?
I can't do the sign up
No,
again
just
because
show them.
yeah.
Can you ask them to? Just go to the sign up page and just show them. Don't sign up.
Yeah,
again.
sure. So once you are on the home page,
This is the place where you do your registration.
so you have a button called sign up for free. So as Fidai sir mentioned, like we are not charging anything for whatever the features we are offering. So you can go for a free sign up. Just click on that. There are a few details we are asking for. Email address and a phone number is important parameters for us, where we are exchanging few notifications and mail.
You know, WhatsApp phone number is necessary
Yeah.
because we'll be sending notifications on
Yeah.
WhatsApp.
So once you will register, so you may see notifications coming in that way. A welcome message from Qodrr on your WhatsApp number. So we have a WhatsApp API integrated in our system. Yeah. And I assume that the sign up process is smooth for everybody. So
So, if people have done, just confirm.
Mhm.
We start for the next. Alright, let them do it.
no, it will take little
Give them
time.
some
So
time.
I can't.
Don't worry. We have enough time.
We have Wi-Fi. We have
I doubt.
Not sure.
We don't have Wi-Fi yet. You have to use
Yeah,
the
some. I think this room has some network issues. Yeah.
It's perfect.
So your
So
system
if
is.
you are not done right now, if you are stuck with something, you can do it on YouTube live. Again, you can check this part from this point of time, right? You can get it there.
Thank you. Thanks for the confirmation. So I believe that most of the people will be able to do the sign up smoothly, and you'll receive a WhatsApp notification as well. I'll explain.
If you have any challenges, let's say, for any reason, just get in touch with us, with me or Harshal on the
So,
group. That
probably-
group we have created. If you are not part of that group, make sure that your name number is there in that WhatsApp group. Many people have not been put in that group, so if you are sitting here and you are in the physical offline mode, make sure that your number is given to Harshal when we are doing networking, and he will add your number to the WhatsApp group. Okay? Yeah.
Yeah, so if you have already registered, then there was a sign up button also, sign in button also on the screen. So you can click on that. So once you click on it, a screen will come for basically do this sign in. So that's the landing page of our application. Click on the login link. Okay. Use the similar credentials what you have used for the sign up. And Monica. Excuse me, Monica. The screen is not good. You have to keep your phone. You should not use something else because it's not allowing me to. Okay. So I'm trying to log in with one of my demo account. Okay. All right. So that's the screen where you landed after doing the sign in. I'll quickly walk you through with a little bit of extra features we have, like for even before you don't know anything about how to create your strategy, what is your strategy and all. Okay, so as I mentioned, we have a few screeners. So one of the screener is called open interest analysis. Okay, where we analyze the end of the data, market data for all the future stocks, right? So you can find out the details of long unwinding, short unwinding, long build up and all. Probably the data is not updated on the platform now, but that screener is there. We will update it in coming days. The next screener is the RSI screener, where we track all the Nifty 500 stock and try to find it out. What are the RSI zone, oversold, overbought, neutral, on a daily charts. And the third screener we have is basically the convergence screener. It's built up based on the theory taught by Mr. N.S. Fidai, the convergence theory, where you can find out the C3, C5 on Nifty 500 stocks on a daily charts, and it may take you to filter out a lot of stocks. Probably you can select for your positional trades and maybe intraday trades. Okay. Now, simple thing. Let's start quickly with the built strategy. So I assume like we have one trading plan, quite a simple trading plan, as probably Mr. Fidai has taught us. So we'll try to create that simple basic strategy, but my platform is already ready to take up any kind of a complex strategy also, where you can simply configure it and then deploy it. So for the first screen, you can see that you have to fill up some basic details like strategy name. Okay, then broker selection. It's basically optional until unless you are doing a paper trading. But I think Fidai sir has already disclosed that we have a capability to do the automation with certain brokers. So although it's not SEBI compliant, we are in that process where we'll be SEBI compliant, automated platform very soon. But yeah, for the testing purpose, we have certain brokers configured where you can punch your order automated basically. So I'm selecting any of the broker for explaining. Then we have a section where we ask for defining the duration to run that strategy. How does it important? Because as an intraday trader, I just want to take a trade from 10:30 to 11:30 or probably 9:15 to 10:30, and I just wanted done my day job, right? So I can define the timings here, from where I can start trades and all. Okay. Right. The strategy type would be private. We have a public strategy creation process as well, but we are not offering it because it will be like a kind of a part of a marketplace for the RAs. So RAs can also basically create their strategies and list it over the marketplace. So I'm just walking you through with the retail user journey for the time being.
Just a minute.
Yeah.
Here 9:50 to 3:30 आप बोलोगे ये तो टाइम है मार्केट का, तो why does he have this 9:15 3:30? So Jayant, can you run through why 9:15 3:30? What is the reason you have put start time and end time?
So the main reason, as I mentioned, like we see a lot of good and fascinated data in your backtesting always. I think one of my close friend Amir is sitting here, where we spend it like hours long discussions over the backtesting and all. I'll come to that point when we will be sure demonstrating you the backtesting. But technically speaking, in the backtesting we deal with that data. And as I just started my conversation, I talked a bit about the data. So if data and data analysis is wrong, then everything is wrong. Okay, sometimes you have to be very thorough with your analysis, and it will come up eventually doing a lot of practice. What we personally figured it out when me and Fidai sir were working on certain strategies, a lot of volatile moves, lot of sideways moves, and we figured it out like if we'll just build a system where computer will keep on throwing the orders, then we have seen orders coming into the numbers of 40s and 60 per day, per market day, and your backtesting probably will not justify that data. So these are the real-time experiences which we found, and we figured it out that as a trader, I should control my strategy when and how long it should run.
So I'll tell you, still define more. 9:15. I hope you are traders here. You will realize 9:15 market opens with a gap up or a gap down most of the time, and then starts going down or going up after wherever it has opened. So gap up खुला सीधा चक 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 नीचे. So in by next 30 seconds you will see, अरे I couldn't trade. So sometimes people want to trade within those 5 minutes only, or first 30 seconds only.
Yeah.
So you can put that time 9:15 to 9:16 only. So you don't have to worry about 9:15 to 3:30. I am a trader who wants to trade only first trade. That's it. I don't want to trade anything else. I have taken my position yesterday at the evening. I want to trade it today in the morning, 9:15, 9:16 over. I want to get out of it. Problem is, your algos may not support it because you have not thought about it. We have thought about it.
Yeah.
So that's why we are giving you कि अच्छा बहुत लोग होते हैं जिनको I don't want to get into a trade at 9:15 to 9:20 क्योंकि volatility बहुत है. Let it settle down. I'll start at 9:20 and close out at 3:15 intraday. That's it. But I don't want to get at 9:15 because I may get trapped on the wrong side. So that is also one of the reasons which I believe we need to explain it to you, because obviously the whole purpose, as I said, was to educate you about what is happening in markets, what is happening in your context. Like when you are trading, sometimes algos are, maybe you are working on many people are working on algo trading platforms. There are this kind of features. We have some very rich features, so we wanted to give you that knowledge. We have developed something very beautiful, and we are in the process, and we are going to take feedback from you. What else do you need? So we can build that also in this platform, right? Yeah.
And also important thing, like this timing define the boundaries for us as a trader. So I take it as a disciplinary action. I don't want to abuse the algo side, or basically my trading should be too much explosive. And then on the next screen, you can select the segment to trade basically. So we have NSE cash stocks to be traded. We have NFO futures, and at the moment we are supporting only options through index, Nifty and Bank Nifty, and I think Fin Nifty as well. But going ahead, the plan is to make it available for stock options as well. Yeah. So I'll just create a dummy trading strategy for Nifty, where I'll select a time frame of these are the time frames, by the way, we are supporting at the moment. Hopefully in coming months we may have a provision of custom time frame as well. And then here you can select a stock. So I selected a Nifty future, and then we have a different chart type also supported from our platform. most of the people trade on a OHLCL chart, and otherwise we have a Ranko chart as well. We have a Hakineshi as well. So I'm creating a strategy on OHCL. Then now the important part is like, what would be the strategy, actual strategy part. So in my case, we have created the platform in a way that it can be stretched out very well with the different type of strategies. Most of the people work with technical indicators. Most of the people, right? So we call it as a formula-based technical strategies. So you can select it. Going ahead, we'll have a few more options here, like a level-based trading or price-based trading, where people expect certain price band to move, and then buy sale should happen, and many more. I think for
live case in real life, real environment, right? Yeah, in real life environment, let's say you are a technical analyst, like you said, right? Now you want price to cross beyond some resistance area, so you can define that, and then that you can customize it according to that, and then you can take the trade. So the system will wait for the price to cross that or level to cross, and then it will take it, right? So that helps, as a trader it helps you. And see, best part, maybe you are a trader who is sitting in front of the screen full day, but if you are working, then how does it work? You cannot look at market every few minutes, like you are in meetings or your customer facing business, so it's very difficult. So that time this level based strategy could come very handy, where you don't have to worry about where markets or what is happening. Many times what happens, we lose a trade because यार कस्टमर आ गया, कमाया तो खुद ने, वो ऐसे ही चला गया और सौदा भी निकल गया, दोनों साइड नुकसान हुआ, राइट? सो you can use this level based strategy which you are going to come up with very soon. So people who are working, or people who are in business, or people who want hands free kind of trading, this will be a very beautiful tool.
So the next part is basically to select any technical indicator. So for sake of everybody's understanding, I'm selecting a moving average, okay, and then as a comparator, I'm selecting a crossover. So we'll be building up a simple strategy on a 15-minute candle, crossover of 10-20 moving average. Simple, nothing, no fancy, nothing. But yeah, as I mentioned, we have a different indicators available. You can select it and you can create your strategy. There are only few indicators we have listed so far, but we can support up to 150 different kind of indicator from our platform. It's just a matter of fact that people can request us and we can make it available. So you can, in that form, you can select a multiple indicators as well. Like at the moment, I think we are allowing user to select up to 3 indicators, but in general, based on our practices, we have seen that the more indicators you add, the more complex strategy you create eventually. And as I think Fidai sir taught us very clearly that the more is the simpler system, the more disciplined system you will make, it will work. So for the same sake of
But if somebody wants, let's say, if somebody wants more indicators, like I want moving average, RSI, MACD, ADX, everything put on my strategy. So I want a signal which is very refined signal. So obviously you will get lesser signals, okay, you will have lesser trades, but chances are those trades may never happen many times, and you may lose out because all conditions have to be fulfilled. This is a machine. This is not, you're not using any discretion here. It is all in, non-discretionary. Understand that. System will wait for the event to happen. All those indicators to come in alignment. जैसे बोलते हैं ना, तारे बैठने चाहिए जगह पे, आपके सब नक्षत्र लाइन में बैठे तब जाके वो सौदा बनेगा. तो नक्षत्र आपने RSI, MACD, ADX और स्टॉकास्टिक भी लगा दिया. आपने सोचा इतने बहुत इंडिकेटर डाल दूं कि बेस्ट सौदा मिलेगा, बट सौदा ही नहीं मिलेगा. मेनी टाइम्स, मेजॉरिटी ऑफ टाइम सौदा नहीं मिलेगा.
यहाँ पे आपने वॉल्यूम पीरियड रखा हुआ है.
So basically we can support 3 right now, but we can go up to 5 levels also, 10 levels also, if you want it customized. It's up to you. We don't mind. Only problem is, from our experience, we suggest. We are not asking you to do it. We are suggesting it. He go for simpler. Lesser the numbers, the better the results, right? So he's going to use only just 2, and that is just 2 moving averages, nothing else. And see the results, see the back testing. You can also do it simultaneously. साथ में करते जाओ, आपको पता चलेगा. Instead of 15, some people may try 30 also, and some people may try 45, just for the sake of this group, and try to understand. Then you compare results and you will realize how 15, which is better, 15 is better, 30 is better, and 45 is better. And anyway, please understand, it's a back testing data which we are checking. It may not be perfect, not from our end. Results would be perfect from our end, but understand, it's a dead data that we are back testing. Live markets are a different beast altogether, we all know that, right? So we have to understand that key back testing mein results could be, it's a statutory warning, can be injurious to your trade. Okay, back testing results are never to be fully relied on. Though system will give you the perfect answer, but वो मरा हुआ डेटा है, प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड दैट. उसमें ना लीकेज है, ना स्लीपेज है, ना कुछ है, ना आपका डिस्क्रिप्शन है, तो it doesn't work that way, right? In real life, can you buy exactly at open price of every candle? Is it possible humanly? This signal will capture and say हमने किया, क्योंकि बैक डेटा है, पास्ट है, कैंडल बन चुका है, डेट है. रियल लाइफ में जब कैंडल बन रही है तब ह्यूमन 10 people sitting in this room trading at 15-minute time frame may not get exact same price. Why? Because market is fluid. It doesn't stop at that point. आपका ट्रेड 915.36 पे गया, किसी का 915.35 पे गया, किसी का 915.40 पे गया. तो 3 number trades will be different. Understand that. Okay. So this is the reason we are trying to give you a statutory warning of not relying 100% on back testing data also. So that's why we have a feature where you can have a paper trade or notified trade. Notified trade is where you get the signal on your WhatsApp. Okay.
ये डाटा तो लाइव ही देगा ना सर्वर से.
Sir, live stream and Nifty 500 symbol के at the moment. Going ahead, we are going to support crypto market. We are going to support commodity market very soon.
तो आप एक चीज और मैं जो आपने इसमें इंडिकेटर में दो तो चलो ठीक है मोस्टली हो जाता है जो आप बता रहे हो, इसमें वॉल्यूम भी रखा होगा एज पर.
सर वॉल्यूम जो आप प्लेन वनीला वॉल्यूम की बात कर रहे हैं, उस पर आप क्या ट्रेडिंग करना चाहते हैं हम वो बताएंगे. प्रॉब्ली आई कैन हेल्प यू आउट विद दैट. बट इफ आई टॉक अबाउट द इंडिकेटर पार्ट, बिकॉज आई क्लियरली मेंशन इट्स अ टेक्निकल इंडिकेटर. तो वॉल्यूम बेस्ड टेक्निकल इंडिकेटर, इफ आई हैव यूज प्रॉब्ली द पीवीटी, प्राइस वॉल्यूम ट्रेंड, वो आई हैड यूज्ड इन द पास्ट. सो सच लाइक देयर शुड बी a formula indicator, and there is a like plain vanilla like we have a VPAT and all, right? So you can come up with that strategy parts, we can definitely support. It's not a problem.
तो ट्रेडिंग व्यू में इसमें क्या डिफरेंस है? अगर मैं फाइन स्क्रिप्ट में ट्रेडिंग व्यू में कोडिंग करके
सर आप कर सकते हैं. I will not mind that for
आपने
sure.
बोला वो डेटा एनालिसिस से नहीं लेते हैं तो कहां से लेते हैं?
Okay, I'll tell you what happened. I'll tell you the exact case. Like somebody demanded 45 minutes. Yeah, I'm explaining that only. Exactly the case, the live case that happened with us. One of my mentees said 45 minutes का टाइम फ्रेम पे हमको कोडर पे चाहिए. I said fine, we'll do it. We did it. Then we said okay, now verify. Okay, what is your open price on trading view? I'm giving you the exact this thing, and we'll want to verify कि हमारी कैंडल स्टिक बरोबर आ रही है, हमारा टाइम बरोबर है, आपका टाइम बरोबर है. He said fine. हमने बोला कि आपका ओपन हाई लो क्लोज का फिगर्स भेजो, पिक्चर भेजो ट्रेडिंग व्यू से. उन्होंने पिक्चर भेजा, हमने जो निकाला तो देयर वाज अ डिफरेंस ऑब्वियसली. नो समबडी हैज टू बी राइट, आइदर वी और देम. दोनों में से एक ही राइट था, दोनों तो राइट नहीं हो सकते क्योंकि डिफरेंट था डेटा. अब सिंपल है, ओपन प्राइस ऑफ द डे ऑफ दैट पर्टिकुलर टाइम फ्रेम, कैन इट बी डिफरेंट? नो ना. ओके, सो वी सेड अभी रेफरी कौन है मार्केट में? एनएससी. तो एनएससी का डेटा हमने कैप्चर किया वो एनएससी की वेबसाइट से, उस टाइम का ओपन. फॉरगेट अबाउट एवरीथिंग एल्स. आई विल टेल यू व्हाट हैपेंड. आवर डेटा वाज राइट, हिज वाज रॉन्ग, बिकॉज वी आर कैप्चरिंग फ्रॉम द एनएससी अप्रूव्ड, जहाँ से भी आता है डेटा वहाँ से हमने लिया हुआ था. अब ट्रेडिंग व्यू हैड अ रॉन्ग डेटा. दिस इज व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू से. आई एम नॉट सेइंग व्हाट यू कैन नॉट डू. यू कैन डू एवरीथिंग व्हाट यू आर डूइंग इज राइट. इफ यू आर हैप्पी विद दैट, वी आर ओके विद दैट.
मेरा क्वेश्चन वो नहीं है. मेरा क्वेश्चन ये है कि मैं खुद ट्रेडिंग व्यू पे सिंफनी के साथ अपना इंडिकेटर बना के
Perfect.
डायरेक्ट एल्गो ऑटोमेट ट्रेड हो रहा है.
परफेक्ट,
किसी तरीके की कोई दिक्कत नहीं.
कोई इशू नहीं.
ये है कि उनमें और आप पे क्या डिफरेंस है?
कोई डिफरेंस नहीं है.
सर मैं
हमारे
थोड़ा-
में जो आपको डेटा आपने सिंफनी से बनवाया,
नहीं, मैंने बनवाया नहीं सिंपल।
आपने बोला ना उनको।
प्लेटफॉर्म
हाँ
मैं ट्रेडिंग व्यू का अपना इंडिकेटर बना रखा है।
ठीक है।
व्यू ने सिग्नल जनरेट किया,
ठीक है।
सिंफनी सीधे गया और ब्रोकर के साथ तुरंत।
So we are not saying we are different. We are one of the similar kind of providers. We are not saying we are competing with anybody. We are just one of the providers.
and
We are not saying you leave trading and come to
नहीं,
us.
मेरा क्वेश्चन ये दूसरा, मेरा क्वेश्चन है कि स्ट्रेटजी आपकी रेडीमेड रहेगी इसलिए या मुझे कस्टम, जैसे मैंने ट्रेडिंग
Ready-made can be given by only RA, SEBI registered RA. It cannot be given by an algo trading platform.
अगर मैं
अगर मैं algo trading platform हूँ, I cannot give you a ready-made strategy because then I am flouting SEBI rules, which I cannot do.
नो इफ सिग्नल जनरेशन के लिए भी कोई रूल
सर आपको लग रहा है हमने जब वेरीफाई किया, हमने बातें की,
नहीं है सर।
हमको देखो, आई टेल यू, आप जो बोल रहे हो ना, आई एम नॉट माइंडिंग इट. व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू टेल यू इज आई एम नॉट इवन ट्राइंग टू गो अगेंस्ट यू. व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू टेल यू, प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड फर्स्ट. अगर मुझे कहीं भी डाउट है ना, तो आई वांट टू बी सेबी कंप्लायंट. अगर डाउट है तो आई विल डू इट लेटर. आई विल बिकम सेबी कंप्लायंट एंड आई विल डू इट, बट आई विल नॉट डू इट विदाउट बीइंग सेबी कंप्लायंट. अगर मुझे एक छोटा सा भी डाउट है, किसी ने बोला मुझे, तो आई विल क्लैरिफाई 10 times. अगर आपके पास है तो प्लीज गिव मी सम काइंड ऑफ लीगल रिटर्न वर्ड ऑफ सेबी.
मैं बता रहा हूँ आपको, इसमें दो चीज है। अगर आपने अपनी कंपनी एज ए रिसर्च एनालिटिक्स
नहीं है ना, हम लोग नहीं है.
इसे कंप्लीट
हाँ
अगर उस प्राइवेट लिमिटेड आपकी बना रखी है
100%
तो
है.
आपको सेबी पे जाना पड़ेगा।
नहीं,
अगर आपने इसको एज ए सास बना रखा है,
सास ही है.
सास ही है तो फिर कोई जरूरत नहीं। आप तो किसी भी कंप्लायंस से पूछो जो सेबी का आरए का काम करता है।
हाँ, बट हमको जो बताया
तो
गया,
अलग की बात है, but
जो हमारे लीगल, जो हमारे जो हमको जो गाइडेंस दे रहे हैं, उन्होंने बोला सर या तो आप कंप्लायंट बनो या तो आरए को दो, ये करने को आप मत करो. वी डोंट वांट टू गेट इनटू दैट साइड ऑफ बिजनेस वेयर वी हैव टू गेट इन सेबीज क्रॉसेस एवरी फ्यू मंथ्स. प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड दैट. मीन्स हम लोग हमारी स्ट्रैटेजी अलग रख रहे हैं. आप उसीलिए हम ट्रेड बॉक्स से कनेक्टेड है कि वहाँ जितने आ रहे हैं, जैसे वी हैव एन आर ए हियर, इनकी कोई स्ट्रैटेजी आप खरीद सकते हो, हमको कोई इशू नहीं है. वहाँ बनाएंगे वो बना के आपको दे सकते हैं. आप खुद बना लो. आप अच्छा एज ए इंडिविजुअल ऑन आवर प्लेटफॉर्म यू कैन क्रिएट एनी स्ट्रैटेजी. यू डोंट नीड टू बी आर ए, बट यू कैनॉट सेल इट ऑन आवर प्लेटफॉर्म. We don't have marketplace. What I'm saying, we don't have marketplace. I'm not saying you will do it. I'm saying anybody. When I say you, because I'm talking to you, I'm saying you. I'm saying anybody in this group. But please understand, we are not going to sell. That is not our purpose as a coder. We are going to remain as a SaaS platform unless we become SEBI compliant totally, where we become a registered SEBI algo trading platform. If that allows us, at that point, we will do it.
तो अगर मैं अपनी स्ट्रेटजी देता हूँ बना करके, can you code it on your platform?
Sir.
We can, or you
Can
can
I
code
answer?
yourself.
Sir, can
That's
I-
what we are doing right now.
Can I answer?
Yeah,
if
please.
you don't mind. So the difference between TradingView and our platform is I'm not asking you to do even a single line of code, not a Pine code, not a Python code. Just select the form information, fill it up. That's it. So allow me some time to create that strategy. You can get the idea. Any strategy can be created. As I mentioned, like we created a platform which can accommodate various kind of a strategy. So we are going to do the code behalf of you. It's not that every strategy we have to code. It's just the fact that we created a generic platform where various users, not a one user, 10 user, thousands of users can create their own strategy on the go. No code required.
So
No
basically,
code
you can
platform.
create your own strategy. We are not going to create it for you, as means unless you
Unless
give
the-
us a mandate as a means आप हमको बोलते customize करके देना है, but for your personal use.
Yeah.
Till it is SEBI compliant, we don't mind.
Yeah.
As a personal use. अब आप उसको कहीं और ले जाके कुछ करते हो, we don't have any issues. Whatever you do with it is your means your this thing. We are not getting involved at that point, right? So I hope that makes it very clear, because see, we don't want any kind of means see why I'm going for SEBI RA compliance with my even India equity network.
हाँ, उसके लिए
I am doing training since 20 years. Now SEBI puts a rule. I want to follow the rules. I don't want to go against the rules. Because rule में रहने से बहुत फायदा है, कायदे में फायदा है. And I believe that. कुछ भी हो, आप मैं ऐसे भी ट्रेनिंग दे सकता हूँ ना, मैं दे ही रहा था अभी तक. तो इतने लोग हैं जो मतलब मेरे पास तो अभी जस्टिफाई करने के लिए मैं सही सिखा रहा था, किसी को मैं एडवाइसरी सर्विस नहीं दे रहा था, कुछ भी नहीं कर रहा था। तो जब मैं वो कर रहा था, फिर सेबी ने रूल बोला कि ये करना है तो हम करेंगे, क्योंकि अगर कोई लोग गलत है तो सेबी, वाई डज सेबी कम अप विथ रूल्स? व्हाट इज द पर्पस ऑफ सेबी कमिंग अप विथ रूल्स इज they want to stop fraudulent practices that is happening in market. People are running training programs for the sake of running advisory services. That's what they want to stop, and we want to be compliant.
So, in order to sum up, like our platform is no code required from any retail user or anybody. Okay, there is certain customization. We can have a discussion offline, and we will do the adjustment in our platform. So our platform has been built up on a generic solution basis. It's pretty much the SaaS software. And as far as concern of the data, I'm not sure of how TradingView is scrapping their data, but our data is pretty much aligned from the NSE feeds. That's what I can guarantee you. All right. So sorry, I think I just messed up. So yeah. So we basically, I'll not put a second for now. So we selected the indicator, and then you can define the parameters for it. Okay. And as I mentioned, there is a already predefined list of the various indicators. You can select them. And if there is any custom indicator or any indicator which is not available to us, you can request it. We will look into that request for sure. And once you fill it, then you can go to the next step where you can define the stop loss and the targets, basically in terms of points and in terms of percentage. Because as a trader, sometimes we prefer the script is in thousands, then we prefer points are good enough. But yeah, percentage and point, whatever you think of, you can define. And target I've defined. So when I define here the values, like I don't need to put a percentage sign or something. You can simply just put a numbers, and we'll take care of it based on the this radio button selection. On the next part is the information where we collect for order execution process. Okay, so the first thing is like the position size. If you are trading into the cash market, when you selected a NSE, then you can define the number of shares you wanted to trade. Otherwise, you can simply define the number of lots in future you wanted to trade. So I selected a one lot to be traded for this strategy. Then in the execution type, so from our platform, we are supporting a paper trade, notification trade, and auto trade. So a paper trade will simply just create a trade log in our platform based on the conditions satisfied, right, on the live data feeds. In notification trade, you will receive a notification on your WhatsApp number as well. So such kind of a notification will come whenever the buy sale happen for that condition. Okay, and yeah, so I'll just select a notify trade, and there is auto trade also, as I mentioned. So our platform is ready basically to with certain brokers. I will not name anybody or will not talk about anything else, but we have a capability to automate those trading strategy on certain brokers as well.
Yeah, here I would suggest you all to do notify trade.
Yeah.
So tomorrow you get notifications from tomorrow onwards.
Yeah.
You can have any time selection, but use notify trade instead of paper trade. If you use paper trade, it will not give you any notification. It will get captured, and you will get a summary of it. Okay, so best thing is to go for notify trade.
And the important differentiator is like paper trade will generate a lot of log, and you may get irritated if you are building up or testing some intraday strategy where 10, 20, 40 orders are coming. So that notification will be randomly coming to your phones. So in that way, you have a notification trade and the paper trade execution type where you can configure your strategy. Okay. Then a few basic information which we required from the broker and basically in order to fill up the order, right? And in Algo word, I always emphasize to always throw the orders on market, not on limit or something, because there is no guarantee that your order will be filled up on time where you are expecting from the broker end. Yeah.
कुछ प्राइस का गैप भी देंगे उसमें आप, जैसे निफ्टी चल रही है मान लीजिए 26,200, 26,200 सिग्नल जनरेट हुआ, सिग्नल जनरेट हुआ 26,205 हो गई.
Thanks for asking this question. So I'll just sum up it up in a very few sentence. my platform will generate your signal in probably not more than 10 milliseconds. Okay, not more than 10 milliseconds. Now here's the check. When I have decided to punch that order to broker, then you have to understand we have this wire call network. Okay, so this network will connect me to the broker server. If he has not a good enough bandwidth, it can take 10 seconds, 20 seconds, even more or even lesser based on their server bandwidth, right? So I will be ready within a few milliseconds to punch that order to your broker, but it will be triggered on a 26,500, 26,200. I cannot decide that. It totally depends on the traffic congestion on the broker server. So in my experience from last 7-8 years of algo trading, we have seen that lot of delay happen after we throw the order from the broker side, because we have placed counters and many things in the back end, right?
You are right, but suppose that broker से कोई delay हो गया, तो certain criteria तो होगा ना कि अगर हम इसको 26,100 के मैंने यहाँ पे generate हो गया signal, 26,100 signal generate हो गया और suppose that broker की तरफ से कोई problem आ गई,
Okay.
आपकी तरफ से ठीक है,
All right.
26,100 signal generate हुआ और उस समय trade नहीं हुआ,
All right.
लेकिन उसका ब्रोकर का राइट हो गया 26,110 पे, क्या 10 पे ट्रेड ले लेगा?
All right, sir. आपको ये चीज समझनी पड़ेगी. आपने कहा कुछ प्रॉब्लम हो गई in between the broker and or something. So I think I forgot to put a notification here. You'll immediately get a notification stating that something happened wrong with your order execution. Right away, right now, the moment signal was generated and signal was not punched to the broker. In that way, you can quickly cross check, because we have seen a lot of scenarios where some matchups are happening at the broker end. We see the newses on television quite oftenly, right? And and once in a blue moon, we see the issues are happening at the exchange itself. We have seen everything in last 5-7 years. Okay, so after all that analysis, we have figured it out. Sometime as a system we can handle certain things, but if such kind of once in a while activity happen, then you have to quickly check your broker account, trading demat account as well. What is the position? Because we may have punched the order, we got the notification stating that was not filled up. It happened with one of the big broker actually during our testing. But what we saw after end of the day, that order was punched or position was overnight carry forwarded. So all that things happen, right? What we try to do is, the moment a signal has been generated or identified, we try to connect to the broker APIs. If order has been filled up, we completely rely on, if you have seen, like these are the dummy IDs basically, we rely completely on the exchange order ID, not on the order ID. So there is a difference. Order ID will be like whatever order you punch to the broker, rejected, completed, whatever, it will be the order ID. But exchange ID you will only get when it is confirmed from the exchange, right? So we completely rely for the order completion process from our side once we receive the exchange order ID. And we have done all that after doing a lot of trials and errors. So I think most of the you people, we done that exercise, we burned a lot of money, we tested it thoroughly, and this is how we are sure now whatever the orders will be punched to the order, it will be 100% genuine from our platform. So even if you are taking up the similar position offline, like the direct trade to your broker on same account, we do not counter that, because whatever the orders, exchange ID, order ID we will receive, what we generated we have in our logs, and this is what we capture. Okay.
तो सर जैसे मान लो 26,200 में जनरेट हो गया और 26,225 की टिक आ गई,
ठीक है,
और हम चाहते हैं कि 26,200 और 200 से 210 के बीच में एग्जीक्यूट हो, नहीं तो ना हो, ऐसा इसको डिफाइन
We can customize.
We can
later
customize.
on. Right now it is not there. Right now it is not there. Right now it is not.
वो भी कर सकते हैं, but again it depend on the kind of a volume you are trying to punch into the market. Okay, कितना slippages you wanted to take in account based on your strategy, we can do that. So we have a different we can yeah.
अगर आपने जैसे यहाँ लिमिट लिखा हुआ लिमिट में अगर वो प्राइस डालेगा तो वो
एक्सेप्ट वो
सर जरूरी नहीं है ना, आप तो ऐसे समझिए लाइक आई एज ए प्रोग्रामर आई डू नॉट रिलाई ऑन द बेस्ट केस सिनेरियोस, मैं वर्स्ट केस सिनेरियो देखता हूँ जो आई थिंक फिदाई सर ऑलरेडी सेड कि आई वांटेड टू सी दैट दिस सिस्टम इज गेटिंग क्रैश व्हिच इज नॉट हैपनिंग सो फार. सो अगर मैं बेस्ट केस सिनेरियोस देख के बोलूँगा नहीं आई हैव डिफाइन इट, इट शुड गो 26,250 पे लिमिट ऑर्डर, I am not sure of whether the broker will fill it in 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 50 seconds, 5 seconds. Until that time, what will happen to my algo? My algo will keep on, in the confused state, what happened to my order or what happened to my signal. Already, like people are talking about 5 points slippages. Now, imagine the slippages, what will happen if that condition didn't match due to limit order. So these are also practical scenarios. And by the way, we tested, we already, yeah.
ऑटो ऑर्डर में नोटिफिकेशन आएगा या नहीं आएगा?
Of course आएगा सर. This is the
आपने बोला पेपर ट्रेड में नहीं आएगा.
पेपर में नहीं आएगा, नोटिफिकेशन ऑटो में like this kind of a message again you can see this kind of a message will come on your WhatsApp whenever the execution happen. Now you can see the time execution time also here. This is not hard coded or something. This is the exact time stamp when the signal has been generated and it has been shared with broker.
So if you see time is 10:45.
Yeah.
10:45:03.
So let's suppose 10:45 पे signal identified हुआ. Within 3 seconds from my side, everything was done and dusted. And it's a best case scenario. Trust me, like if I can take a name like Zerodha have an average order processing time from API at the moment is 10 seconds. So इतना आप slippages लेके चलो. Based on your position size, 10 lot, 100 lot, 500 lot. Okay.
एडीएक्स में एडीएक्स डीएमएस और वो लेते हैं उसमें एवरेज का पीरियड क्या बनना है?
आपको जो पता है
Sir, ये probably I think specific indicators and all I can.
ऐसा मतलब एवरेज क्रॉस ओवर नहीं देखा जाता है जहाँ पर
राइट आई नो
और नीचे से 15% क्रॉस करे या ऊपर से 30% क्रॉस
आपको क्या डालना है उस पे आप डाल सकते
तो
हो.
उसमें कैसे डालूंगा?
इट विल गिव यू अ कंडीशन देयर. इसमें नहीं अभी नहीं दे रहा है, वो तब देगा आपको जब डालोगे तब एडीएक्स पे.
Okay. So the next part is like the product type, whether the strategy should take a position overnight or just the intraday MIS order basically. So you can simply define it here. So I'm for the sake of flexibility, I'm just selecting a delivery, and then we have a specific feature called continue with previous trade. Okay, I'll explain you. It's because it's quite unique and you may not find it somewhere else. Sometimes what happen is we came up with a very fantastic strategy where signal is not being there in the there for couple of days and sometime 10-15 days also, and then eventually we were lucky enough to write that within a few seconds of a slippages. That's fine, but due to market volatility and all, we are probably our trailing have got hit, or maybe whatever the 250 point or 100 point target what we said, it was achieved. But what we are seeing is like we are sitting idle out of the market and the market is continuing the same trade for certain more days. In that case, what we have done is like we provided that continuous previous trade feature where you have an option only market open, put us back next day. Let's we waited throughout the day, okay, no other signal is coming, my positions are zero, I would like to take the same trade again tomorrow, doesn't matter what gap up gap down happen. If you select only market open exactly at 9:15, within few seconds you will be back into the same trade. All right. In case of always, so I think this is the always situation we I think personally have used for intraday scalping. Okay, on different scenarios, whenever trail hit us, target hit us, we try to go back into the trade which is right now running. So it works very well on the trending market, and it always works very well in the sideways market as well based on your trading strategy. So this is the feature we typically encourage user to use based on their trading strategy, and for sure for positional trade it's like works like a charm, where we expect only couple of signal in a month, and unfortunately we are out of the trade, but this feature can put you back into the trade. Yeah, so I am selecting no for the time being. And max intraday trade, as I mentioned, like we create a beautiful strategy based on our backtesting perceptions, but when we try to run it into the live market, we find it out that it's behaving quite differently. Of course, the important part was like the backtesting happened on the back data. All what we can justify is whether we have select whatever the parameters we have defined, are we able to get the similar trade signal again in the live market or not. So that's where we encourage a paper trading or the notification trading should be utilized for few days, a couple of weeks or month to get the confidence whether the signal generation process is aligned with our strategy or not. Okay, but unfortunately for intraday trade, it's very important to keep us disciplined by defining number of trades what we want to take into the market. So you can define 4, 5 or whatever you want to take, and if you put it as a 0, it means there is a no limit on the intraday order execution. It can go whenever the signals conditions will meet. Yeah, then we have a certain configuration of including gaps. So I think I spoke about the Ranko chart. I'm not sure about how many people have literally have used Ranko charts in their trading system, but we tried and we traded as well in the past. So the beauty with the Ranko chart is like it do not show you the gaps. It just show you the clear, nice highway path of a big trend. But unfortunately, as I mentioned, it's a misleading thing. You get fascinated by calculating the gaps is being already into the justified in the brick size, but eventually when you trade into the live market, you find it out it's way different. Like I think as they mentioned, the signal as per the Ranko chart offline was at 26,500, but when you trade it and you find that there is a gap of 250 point, and imagine the position size into 250 point of a gap, and you are at the wrong position, and immediately after the certain few minutes or one candle, the market is going into the wrong different direction. So that's where based on our research, based on our understanding, we provided that feature called whether we should consider the gap data or not into the chart. So it tried to redefine the way we do the calculation of certain indicators. So this is very important feature probably I have personally used.
No, but this is only for
Ranko, that's for only.
You already put OHL.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. It's a default parameter. If you will not select Ranko, then it will not have any impact. But the good point is, I am still, figuring it out. Can I use it for the OHL CL as well? But again, most of the technical indicators we use typically for trading, I think they accounted the gaps very well. So,
The Ranko thing you said
yeah.
can have a very bad.
Yeah, it's quite bad. Okay. So if the moment I'll click submit, my strategy is supposed to be created, and I can go and see in my strategy section here, right? So I have a few strategies already being created. So I'll quickly walk you through with the different features we have available here with the strategy process. So yeah, first thing first, like I think I created the last one. I'll show you that. I wanted to check the last signal being generated through that strategy. So I'll just quickly click it, and it will show me on a Nifty chart. It was a sale signal around market close, okay, on Friday at 26,063 or 95. Yeah, this is how it showed me the trade signal. And now you can imagine the good point is about the feature I talked about, continue with previous trade. This signal was identified at the market close. Now just imagine as a trader when you will get that trade. It will not happen automatically because that signal was already expired last day. So in that case, you can select continue with previous trade at market open. So the moment market will have a first tick, your order will be punched with this sale call, irrespective of the gap up, gap down.
So basically understand 330 को सिग्नल आया
It
समझो
depends on your strategy.
तो
We have
330 का
benefited
सिग्नल तो
that.
आपका नहीं पकड़ेगा ना सिस्टम फ्यूचर में कैश में खुद ले पाओगे समझो क्लोजिंग में बट फ्यूचर में तो नहीं ले पाएंगे तो दैट इज वेयर if you have this kind of signal which is generated at exact 330, now obviously next day morning you want to enter that signal, So that is where the, that enter the previous state strategy comes into the play. Okay.
If we put a sell and Monday Nifty goes 300 points up.
Now that is something
Sir,
that you
it's
have
your-
to, आपको गिफ्ट निफ्टी भी तो पता चलता है निफ्टी और प्री ओपन में भी पता चल जाएगा 9:15 के बाद ही लोगे आप तो.
My meaning is, do we have control on this?
What kind of a control you are expecting?
Suppose it's at last moment it has, and you have an auto trade.
Mm-hmm.
It will generate a trade.
Yeah,
Huh?
yeah.
And on Monday, then
It will generate. So that's where you have to decide. Like, if I'm very much sure about my strategy, irrespective of the gaps, I have to take that trade and I will take it. So it depends on your strategy. Yeah, we develop that feature generic way, as I mentioned. Like whether it suits you or not.
See,
if you wanted
I'll
to
tell you
just
one more thing.
skip that trade,
Now
you can.
pre-open is going to start in FNO, so you'll get that opportunity. One, you can put your defined price also. We are giving you level based also. Second thing is जहाँ gap up है आपको पता है gift nifty बता रहा है तो don't use that.
Don't use that. You
अगर
can
gap
skip
up
that.
बहुत बड़ा है तो don't use. छोटा मोटा है या माइनस में है तो यूज करो अच्छा है ना.
So some
तो नहीं तो मिस ही हो जाएगा सिग्नल टोटल. And see, if you have tested some strategy, it has worked for something, then you have to have confidence and conviction to use it in any case scenario. That's where 30-35% वाला success ratio वाला example याद रखो.
Yeah. So the next button we have is a deploy strategy, which I think important to deploy in the live market day, so that you can get the notifications or probably the trade happen. So it's a simple click. You'll just click it and. Of course, pre-market. So like if you'll do it after market or probably you just missed it out to deploy it before the market open, then maybe the kind of a signal we generate on 9:15 you may miss. Of course, because you have not allowed user to take the trade. And why this deployment is important, I think we should talk about that as well, because as per SEBI guidelines, I think we have to do the login in your Demat account on a daily basis. So you have to generate tokens, although we do very best way of do our automation, but certain operations are important so that user liabilities also comes into the picture throughout the journey. Yeah. And then update strategy, same, like if you wanted to update the strategy, you can go and update that. A repair strategy is something where, if you feel that you have to switch or probably change your open positions, like from 10 lots to 5 lot or 5 lot to 10 lots. So just click on that button after updating your strategy, it will automatically adjust your position in your broker account, right? Check performance. So check performance is the page where you can see the little bit of a state about your actual performance of the trading strategy once you have deployed it. So we show here few of the basic information how it is performing, and in last we have a backtesting. So I can probably show you the backtesting. Okay, so once you click on the backtesting link, you can simply fill a few basic information, and at the moment we have a tick data available for last 3 years for all Nifty 500. We can go up to 10 years as well in going ahead. Okay, so I'll try to see like what happened in last so far in this year. So I'll just simply select from 1st January till now, and I select as a delivery, and there will be some bunch of information. In the first tab you will see a lot of state information where we calculated most of the various ratios and technical details, which so you can find out the returns and all profit factors, basically average profit per trade, average losing per trade, which may help you to define your stop loss and target very well. Okay.
What is the success ratio?
Winning ratio, average winning point is 141 for it. Yeah. Number of trades are there. Yeah. Number of winning trades, number of losing trades. Percentage was defined below 1, I think. Was percent of profit.
Winning percentage and losing percentage.
Yeah, 1 second. SQL. Yeah. So these are the information. All right.
If you see the strategy, actually, the winning percentage would be very low.
largest winning percent.
No, winning success ratio and loss ratio, lose ratio. this will be very bad. But returns will be, see the returns for your information.
I'll show you the equity curve for that actually. So we do have basically the trade log for that backtested information. You can see the trades, and then we have a equity curve, which probably give you the idea like how that strategy has performed in last 8, 9, 11, 10, 11 months from January 1st onward, right? So this is how it has happened. The simple 10, 20 moving crossover on 15-minute chart on Nifty.
Just imagine a simple strategy, 10, 20 moving average, 15 minutes. Backtesting it, nobody is asking you to use it, but you can verify it over a period of time, paper trade it, and then maybe look at it as a, just a simple strategy can give you this kind of returns.
Yeah.
So if you want to create something complex, you are welcome. We are going to give you that platform where you can do that also. But simple can generate this kind of returns. We are not saying this is absolutely perfect in real life because it's backtesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think
Like it's always like encouraged to basically go for the paper trade first, even though you are 100% sure that the backtesting results are fantastic. I would suggest let's go for paper trade. So in trade log, you can see one more feature we have is like a forced trade clause. Sometime you wanted to close your trade irrespective of the market situation. You just wanted to take off from the day. So you simply click yes, and it will close up your positions. By the way,
and why do we need to do that? Why do we need to do that?
Sometimes we are not aligned with the market volatility or the market directions, and we feel that my target profits are little ahead, but I feel that my targets have been achieved. You can just simply click on that and it will close your position.
Or you can say like I want to go away.
Go.
I don't want to trade today.
I don't want to trade.
I don't want to look at markets. Maybe you are busy with something and you don't want to keep open positions.
And
there are situations in our life, right? There could be some emergencies. Now you can't do anything about it. So best thing is to close out and go, right?
Yeah.
So you can do that. And most important thing, when you close out in this fashion, you can close out in your broker's platform also. But problem is when you do that, our log will not capture it.
Of course.
When you do it manually. But if you do it through this, close out the trade, it will capture and it will put the data in the log. So your data will be perfect when you are checking out for, means आपको जब भी देखना हमारा data, मेरा data क्या था, तो आपको पता चलेगा, perfect मिलेगा आपको. So that is the reason.
In short, like no trade or orders punched manually in your broker account directly will be mapped in our platform. The reason is quite simple. It will have quite a bit of discrepancy in the entire algo management. So the last thing is like you can see the entire details of the order execution and on clicking of this eye icon, and that's pretty much give you the summary of a trade log. So I believe that I think most of the features I had explained already, and if you have any, I'm here for sure after this session. We can catch up. Otherwise, tomorrow we can connect back. Support at Qodrr.com.
We have just introduced ourselves. We have given you the strategy. Now try it out tomorrow. Create your own strategy.
Yeah.
I think we'll have to have Amit now because it's very important that his strategy also and his systems also we need to learn.
Yeah.
And then we break for after all bio breaks and maybe networking and dinner also, right? So I think Jayant, we can give him a round of applause.
Yeah. Thank you guys.
Well, I don't think Amit needs an introduction, but he is a fantastic, data cruncher. He does data crunching on FII, DI data, right? And he has a huge following on YouTube. And I believe he is the right person to tell a little bit about himself before he starts, because I will not be able to do justice properly to what he's achieved and what he has done in life, right? So I will leave it to Amit to give us a little introduction about himself. But one thing I can tell you is he has a huge following on YouTube, 45,000 plus followers. So that actually calls for a round of applause. Right. Another thing that, if you are going to look at, I think FII data, just search FII data, and instead of you getting any FII data, you will get Amit's name over there. So that's the best introduction I can give for you, Amit. Now the stage is all yours.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Fidai. Good evening, everyone. I hope the spirits are alive. Sorry. Okay. So, wonderful presentation by Jayant and of course by Mr. Fidai as well, the wonderful strategy he shared. उसका एक क्रक्स मैंने समझा छोटा सा कि मृत्युंजय स्ट्रेटेजी. सो व्हाट वाज दैट कि जब भी मार्केट गिरेगा अपने को बाय करना है. साथ में एक और चीज़ है, वो मृत्युंजय नाम क्यों है वो समझना है, जिंदा भी रहना है. सो अगर जिंदा रहेंगे मृत्यु में जीतोगे तो प्रॉफिट बनेगा उसके अंदर. इट्स अ वंडरफुल स्ट्रेटेजी. थैंक यू सो मच मिस्टर फिदाई फॉर शेयरिंग द सेम. दोनों पॉइंट्स हमने अभी देखे, जयंत ने भी शेयर किया, मिस्टर फिदाई ने भी जो स्ट्रेटेजी शेयर करी. देयर वाज समथिंग कॉमन इन दैट. कैन समबडी टेल मी व्हाट वाज वन एलिमेंट दैट वाज कॉमन? Absolutely. Who said this first? Wonderful. Perfect. So data is the thing. Data चाहे पुरानी strategies हो like old school strategies और like Jayant shared, you know, algo trading, हर जगह पे data चाहिए. और data ऐसी चीज है जो कि रिटेलर तक पहुंचता नहीं है. जब तक पहुंचता है या तो redundant हो जाता है या पता भी नहीं है हमें कि इसके बारे में भी कुछ है. But there are certain things which we can check and we can benefit in our decision making, whether it is for decision making, long term investment perspective or for intraday trading. So data is that important. Why I am saying for investment perspective it is good. Intraday trading के लिए तो there is the data uploaded on NSE website on daily basis, even on BSE also, since Sensex expiry and BankX trading has also started. So they have also started uploading the data on daily basis on their website. It is required by SEBI to publish all this data. What this data does? This data is it gives the footprints of smart money. Footprint. What do you mean by footprints of smart money? What position they bought today? What position they sold today? Whether it is buying in calls, index calls, or buying in puts. So if you get to know well in advance कि ये लोग तो यार आज कॉल बाय करके गए हैं ज़्यादा, ये लोग तो पुट बाय कर, you get a sense of their positions. Because if you know what they are carrying, at least you get some better decision making. I'll show you one video before I proceed with my presentation. That video will reflect to you what can be achieved using the data. हो सकता है कल थोड़ा सा शायद ज्यादा टाइम हम नीचे स्पेंड करें. और दिस इज 14th November. I daily upload my video on YouTube where I crunch the data and try to make a sense out of it. Not only that, most of the time I try to create a probable chart for the next day. With grace of God, I think that is the first in the world, because there can be any number of charts that are possible. Market ऐसे भी जा सकता है, ऐसे भी जा सकता है, ऐसे भी जा सकता है, ऐसे जाके ऐसे आ सकता है, ऐसे जाके ऐसे आ सकता है. So there are any number of probabilities, but with the help of data, even that is possible. थोड़ा सा अच्छी एक करेक्शन पहले आ जाए, उसके बाद फिर वापस से शायद रिकवरी का सीन बनता हुआ दिखाई दे सकता है. तो इस तरह का कुछ मुझे स्ट्रक्चर बनता हुआ दिखाई दे रहा है कि बाजार जो है थोड़ा सा पहले नीचे, फिर थोड़ा साइडवेज जा करके फिर ऊपर की तरफ का गेम प्लान बना सकता है. तो चार्ट का स्ट्रक्चर जो दोस्तों मुझे लग रहा है, जो पॉसिबिलिटी है, मे बी हम नाइकी टाइप का लोगो देखें मंडे को. प्राइस एक्शन बना करके अगर बाजार नीचे को निकलता है, कुछ इस तरह का प्राइस एक्शन बनाता है, हल्का फुल्का नीचे खुल के नीचे ऊपर गया, ऐसे हल्का सा दिखाया कि मैं ऊपर जा रहा हूँ और फिर नीचे को मार दिया उसने, तो यहाँ पे लो ब्रेक बनता है, तो वो बहुत अच्छा ट्रेड. अब ये वाला पैटर्न कोई प्रेडिक्ट कर सकता है? हाउ डिफिकल्ट इज इट? देखने से ही मतलब सोचने में भी वेरिएशन नहीं आएगा निकल के कि ये भी पॉसिबिलिटी है, बट डेटा कैन हेल्प यू डू दैट. हो जाएगा दूसरा चार्ट हो सकता है कि ऊपर लेकर के थोड़ा बहुत जाए, उसके बाद साइडवेज करके फिर घूम फिर के या तो यूं क्लोज देते या साइडवेज ही क्लोज देते. क्योंकि डेटा बियरिश है तो इन्हें पोजीशन एडजस्ट करनी है. एक बार नीचे लाएंगे, हो सकता है उसके बाद एडजस्ट करके ऊपर ले जाए, थोड़ा सा पंप भी देने की कोशिश करेंगे और रिजेक्शन आएगी तो फिर उसके बाद आएगी. और जो एट पार वाला लेवल होगा या नया लो बना के या इसके आसपास से
अगर ये बड़ा क्रूशियल पॉइंट होगा, मतलब देखिएगा अगर क्लोजिंग यहाँ है और गैप अप खुल रही है और हल्का सा ऊपर पुश ले जा करके या थोड़ा बहुत ऊपर पुश ले जा करके फिर नीचे लेके आते कोई रिजेक्शन लेते हैं, ये पॉइंट सबसे क्रूशियल होने वाला है। अगर बाजार यहाँ पे कुछ सस्टेन करके थोड़ा साइडवेज ले जा करके अगर ऊपर निकल गया तो फिर थ्रू आउट द डे आपको तेजी वापस देखने को मिल सकती है।
सेम interesting. So this we try to do every day. Good one. You have to see my video on YouTube. Yeah, it's ready already. I uploaded it because I know you are going to ask this question. So I wanted to stay free कि घर जाके बनाना would have been little, you know, अभी थोड़ा आप लोग के साथ थोड़ा सा hang out करेंगे after the session is over. But अच्छा लगा, मजा आया सबको? Anybody feels कि यार कुछ है दम चीज के अंदर? And this we have been doing for years now. 2021 I had a surgery. So 5 बजे शाम को आया और full anesthesia था. I'll talk very frank, मतलब थोड़ा सा lively रहे उसमें. So फुल एनेस्थीसिया था तो यू कांट इवन टॉक। अगर गॉड फॉरबिड किसी की अगर सर्जरी हुई हो, आपकी टंग जो है ना वो भी स्टिफ हो जाती है, यू आर नॉट एबल टू स्पीक, क्योंकि वो कहीं ना कहीं एनेस्थीसिया आपकी बॉडी पे कर रहा होता है। और मेरी सर्जरी आफ्टरनून में हुई थी तो उस वजह से और ज़्यादा वो था। 8 PM इन द ड्रेस सर्जरी आई वॉज मेकिंग द वीडियो। 1 February 2020 आई started this channel, YouTube channel. This is the first channel in the country which makes videos based on FII F&O data. This is the first channel in the country. Many came afterwards, but with grace of God, I mean, we have been continuously making the videos every day. Daily video आएगा, चाहे बीमार है, कुछ भी हालत है. Even the day my father expired, that day I couldn't make the video because completely choked. So I shared the data sheet at least to my followers. That was the only day I couldn't make the video. Apart from that, there is clear consistency with my followers. हर दिन वीडियो आएगा, चाहे कुछ भी हो जाए, दुनिया इधर की उधर हो जाए. NSE डेटा नहीं डालता, 3 बार ऐसा हो चुका है, NSE का डेटा नहीं आया. They are bound to give, but कुछ हुआ होगा टेक्निकल इशू. बट बिना डेटा के भी प्रेडिक्शन उस दिन निकाल करके बेस्ड ऑन द ऑप्शन चेन एंड एवरीथिंग, ट्राई टू मेक अ सेंस ऑफ इट सो दैट द फॉलोअर्स गेट द सेंस ऑफ व्हाट इज गोइंग टू हैपन द नेक्स्ट डे. सो एक चीज़ बड़ी ज़रूरी है, सर ने भी बोला था कि डिसिप्लिन बहुत ज़रूरी है ट्रेडर की लाइफ में. ये नहीं है कि हम लोग आज एक स्ट्रेटेजी के पीछे भाग रहे हैं, कल दूसरी के पीछे भाग रहे हैं, तीसरे दिन तीसरी के पीछे भाग रहे हैं, तो दैट डजंट वर्क. एक चीज़ को पकड़ो, उसको परफेक्ट करो और उसको लेकर के चलोगे, दैट विल डेफिनेटली रिवॉर्ड यू. सो टाइम टू गिव माई इंट्रोडक्शन नाउ. So, as you can see, I am BCom Company Secretary, LLM, MBA Finance, etc., etc., etc. And I am a SEBI Registered Research Analyst also. And today we are going to talk about decoding smart money, index trading in Nifty and Bank Nifty. So I've worked in corporate sector previously for approximately 19-20 years till 2020. Last I worked as investment banker. Maximum my stint was as company secretary, but then shifted my role to investment banking, and then in 2020 I quit and started doing it full time. Okay, probably this. So there are certain market participants, as you all are aware. First one are retailers, and retailers are generally small account retail traders. Their behavior is mostly emotional, right? We trade mostly on emotions than on anything else. एकदम से पैनिक आ रहा होता है तो सेल कर देते हैं, एकदम से कोई टॉप बन रहा होता है वो फोमो कैंडल पे हम लोग बाय कर लेते हैं. That is generally not talking about all the ones sitting here, because you guys seem to be eager to learn and excel in your trading this thing. But generally what retailers do, they generally behave on emotions, and that is what operator knows, or the market knows, or the smart money knows. So whenever the retailers are selling, it's a contrarian buying opportunity, right? That exactly works in the Mrityunjay strategy also. Market is 15% down, 20% down. Everybody is in panic. Nobody is buying, especially retailer is not buying. That is why strategy works. It works like a charm. So when FOMO buying is coming, you will always see whenever new tops are made, then the retailer will start coming, they will start jumping. When the market is on sideways thing, they will not invest. So you have to be disciplined in your investing strategy also. So this is a general behavior of, personality trait of retailers I was discussing. And second category is DIs, basically mutual funds, insurance companies, pension funds, etc. They are mostly long-term investors. Particularly the insurance companies, and mutual funds, there is a category of arbitrage funds also. They sell in futures, stock futures, and they buy in cash. So there is an arbitrage they earn every month, and it is almost similar to the liquid funds, but that is another category of funds, DIs. So then come the big elephant, the FIIs. Foreign institutional investors. They are generally global asset managers, hedge funds, high risk, high return funds basically, and they source capital from HNIs, ultra HNIs, etc. And then they deploy in short term high profit strategies. They are called hedge funds, and pension funds also. Whomsoever is coming from abroad, foreign, they are called FIIs, foreign institutional investors. And they have to get themselves registered as FII with SEBI. Because until unless you do that, that is the prerequisite for getting the tax benefits in India. So you have to be SEBI registered FII. Not anyone coming, it is not like that any institution who is based out of USA and it just opens an account, starts trading, and it will be termed as FII. No. You have to get registered with SEBI as FII, as a category. So they are generally big ticket flows. They move the market, react to global macro currency rates and risk on off, etc. The big thing is whenever the FIIs plus DIs or pros, they combine, then the big game happens. Then the big moves come. That is what we have to catch. Who are pros? Pros are the proprietary accounts. Basically, pros are, they take ticket or membership of the stock exchanges, just like brokers take. And the brokers are allowed to give sub-brokership also, and to open accounts of any client so that they can trade, and these brokers earn commissions on it. But proprietary accounts are allowed only to trade for themselves. So what happens is they get benefit of not paying any brokerage, number one. Number two, their strategies remain secret with themselves. Otherwise, if they trade through broker or a sub-broker, वो शाम को जा करके बता देगा अरे यार ये बढ़िया काम कर रहा है, मैं भी इसको कॉपी करता हूँ. अब एंड ऑफ द डे कोई डेटा आएगा वो तो उसका प्रॉप का तो मीनिंगलेस हो गया. इंट्राडे में क्या गेम हुआ, दैट इज द गेम. So that is why they want to keep their things hiding, and they are high frequency trades they take. Now Algo, as a sir is also setting up the platform, and so Algo they use quite frequently in their trades, both FIs as well as pros. So pros have another personality trait, and that is they sell both calls and puts depending upon which side the market is going. Sometimes they feel the market is sideways, so they sell call and put both. And if they feel the market is directional, they sell the call if the market is going to go down, they sell put if the market is going to go up. For this also they do the algo thing and all. So retailers, as I already mentioned that there is a data released by SEBI itself, which mentions that the retailers generally lose over 90%. Over 90% of the retailers who trade in F&O are generally losers. Why that happens? At least one thing is good, that previously this data was 93%, now it has reduced to 91. Although the number of traders coming in the market has increased during this period, so at least we are seeing some growth. कि ठीक है यार profitable लोग 7 से 9% में तो आए. Hopefully this year it will be higher, and we are also trying to do our effort from our end so that the retailers who follow us no longer remain retailers, they become smart retailers. Because if you know कि ये क्या करने वाला है, ये कौन सा बाण चलाने वाला है, तो मैं भी उसकी कार्ड रख के रखूँ ना, मैं भी उसी डायरेक्शन में चलूँ. एज दे से कि इफ यू वांट टू बी सक्सेसफुल यू हैव टू फॉलो द स्टेप्स ऑफ सक्सेसफुल पीपल. तो आपको पता है यार ये 90% या 93%, 91% लॉस कर रहे हैं, तो मैं क्या करूं, तो मुझे भी तो वो करना पड़ेगा जो ये नहीं कर रहे. यानी स्टॉक मार्केट इज अ जीरो सम गेम, स्पेशली डेरिवेटिव्स. एक कमाएगा दूसरा खोएगा, तभी पहला वाला कमाएगा. तो अगर ये लोग लूज कर रहे हैं तो कोई कमा रहा है, और जो कमा रहा है वो क्या कर रहा है वो मुझे पता होना चाहिए. उसकी पोजीशन अगर मुझे एक दिन पहले एडवांस में पता लग जाए कि ये आज ये लेकर के गया है, अगले दिन तो उसी हिसाब से मार्केट चलाएगा. 10 में से 7 या 8 बार तो चलाएगा. हर रोज नहीं हो सकता. हर रोज क्यों नहीं हो सकता? बिकॉज देयर आर अदर फैक्टर्स बियॉन्ड कंट्रोल ऑफ देम ऑल्सो. ओवरनाइट कुछ हो गया, नॉर्थ कोरिया का वो जाग गया, बड़े दिनों से सोया हुआ है, ठीक है, उसका कोई नाम नहीं है. कल उसने कुछ कर दिया सुबह सुबह टेस्ट, 100 पॉइंट्स गिफ्ट निफ्टी प्लस बंद हुई है, 100 पॉइंट माइनस खुल जाएगी, राइट. सो वो तो दे आर नॉट प्रिपेयर्ड फॉर दैट. नो, सो दे कैन नॉट ऑल्सो बी 100% करेक्ट बिकॉज दे आर नॉट गॉड. सो बेसिकली FIs और pros मिला करके if they are on same side, then it makes a very good, it gives you a very good conviction to you to take trade on that side. Now we'll move to the next part of the presentation where I'll tell you how can we download this data and where it is available. Is it free or is it paid? First of all, it is absolutely free. This is a link. You can take a picture if you want, or I can share this presentation also. It is going to be on YouTube also. Okay. So this is the link where you can download this Excel report. How this Excel report looks like, I have given a screenshot of the latest Excel report. It gives you a footprint of each and every category of participant. आपको ये भी मिल जाएगा कि रिटेल क्लाइंट्स क्या होल्ड कर रहे हैं, DIs क्या कर रहे हैं, FIs क्या कर रहे हैं, और प्रोस क्या कर रहे हैं. Every day this position changes obviously because they open some new positions, they close some old positions, and the new data comes. What we try to do every day, this is how BSE gives the data. BSE का data उसका link भी यहाँ पे दिया हुआ है. The only problem with BSE is that they give the data late in night after 10:30 or whatever. I don't know. I don't know what is the reason for that because. Sorry. Yes, please. So BSE का थोड़ा लेट आता है. So what I have done, I stopped tracking their data. I never track their data क्योंकि इतनी लेट डेटा आ रहा है और volumes are also not as much, तो मैं इसको देखता ही नहीं हूँ. I just check only Nifty data, NSE data. Volumes are also higher there, and they are consistent in providing the data timely. Because if you give me the data at 10 or 11 in the midnight, when will I do the crunching? When will I make the video? When will I post it? लोग तब तक सोच चुके होंगे, it doesn't make any sense to have a look at it. And without having a look at it, if we are so consistent in cracking the code, so let it be. Why to have more, as Fidai say, keep it simple. So अभी उस पार्ट ऑफ द सेशन पे आते हैं कि भैया अब इसको डिकोड कैसे करना है. बड़ी बड़ी बातें कर दी, चार्ट दिखा दिया, एक्साइटेड कर दिया, कुछ बताओ भी तो सही हमें भी. सो ये डेटा की थोड़ी सी क्रंचिंग करके, थोड़ा कलरफुल करके, ग्रीन मीन्स बुलिश, रेड मीन्स बियरिश, एक दिन पहले का क्या पोजीशन था, एक दिन बाद का क्या पोजीशन था. दिस इज द शीट फॉर टुमारो. On right side you will see there is a column where positions bought or sold on Friday are given, right? The previous day or रोज हम बनाएंगे तो today, I mean आज क्या बाइंग सेलिंग हुई उसकी शीट बन गई. शाम को डेटा आया तो आज क्या बाय हुआ, सेल हुआ, वो हमने देख लिया. दिस इज फॉर फ्राइडे, सो इट इज एज गुड एज टुडे ओनली बिकॉज टुडे देयर वाज नो ट्रेडिंग थैंकफुली. और रिटेलर्स का दिख रहा है कि बड़े बुलिश गए हैं, DIs का बहुत नंबर्स नहीं है, FIs और प्रोस बियरिश दिख रहे हैं. बट गिफ्ट निफ्टी तो 100 पॉइंट्स प्लस बंद हुआ है. क्यों बंद हुआ? क्योंकि डाउ जोन्स प्लस गया 600 पॉइंट, वंस अगेन पुल बैक आ गया. तो क्या होना चाहिए, क्या सिनेरियो होना चाहिए? तो उसके लिए हम क्या करते हैं कि जनरली क्या पोजीशंस हैं ओवरऑल वो भी चेक करते हैं कि भाई पहले से ये बुलिश बैठे होते, खाली आज बियरिश गए हैं, या पहले से बियरिश थे और बियरिश पोजीशन ऐड करी आज। तो वो सारी डिटेल में डेटा एनालिसिस इसका किया जाता है, और वो 10 to 15 मिनट का वीडियो होता है। मैं इस शीट के बनने तक, अब मैं इस शीट को देखता नहीं हूँ कि शीट बनी, आई जस्ट स्टार्ट रिकॉर्डिंग द वीडियो, पहले उसको देखे बिना। वो धीरे धीरे ऑटोमेटिकली समझ में आती चली जाती है। व्हेन यू स्टार्ट रीडिंग द नंबर्स, फर्स्ट आई स्टार्ट फ्रॉम हियर कि क्या निकल करके आ रहा है, आज का क्या डेटा था, देन आई चेक कि आज इंडेक्स फ्यूचर्स में फिर इसको क्या किया, यहाँ पे तो पार्टिसिपेंट वाइज डेटा को सेग्रीगेट किया हुआ है, बट यू सी यहाँ पे हमने क्या किया हुआ है, यहाँ पे इंस्ट्रूमेंट वाइज सेग्रीगेट किया हुआ है। पहले इंडेक्स फ्यूचर्स ले लिए, फिर इंडेक्स कॉल ले लिया, इंडेक्स पुट ले लिया, स्टॉक फ्यूचर ले लिया, और आपको सारी पोजीशन स्मार्ट मनी की पता लग जाती है कि भैया ये किस इंस्ट्रूमेंट के अंदर ज़्यादा बुलिश गए हैं, किस इंस्ट्रूमेंट में बियरिश गए हैं। इसको ज़्यादा डिटेल में रीड कैसे करना है, आपको क्या करना है, रिपोर्ट आपने निकाली। स्मार्ट मनी का मीनिंग बड़ा सिंपल है, क्योंकि डीआईएस जनरली ज़्यादा एक्टिव नहीं रहते ट्रेडिंग के अंदर, आपको ज़्यादा पोजीशंस, ज़्यादा वॉल्यूम you will always find in FIs and pros. So that is the category you have to focus on. That is the first point. Biggest animals are FIs. Sometimes even pros get beaten up by FIs. Whenever they don't align with them, वो भी मार खा जाते हैं. Then the weakest cubs are retail clients, obviously, because of the obvious reasons. So check क्या करना है, इंडेक्स फ्यूचर्स में क्या पोजीशन बनाया, तेजी करके गए या मंदी करके गए, कॉल ज्यादा बाय करके गए इंडेक्स की या पुट ज्यादा बाय करके गए। ये तीन एस्पेक्ट्स पे मैक्सिमम फोकस रखना है आपने। चौथा एस्पेक्ट जो विच इज आल्सो वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कि स्टॉक फ्यूचर्स में एफआईज ने क्या किया और रिटेलर्स ने क्या किया। चार इंस्ट्रूमेंट पे फोकस करना है। स्टॉक कॉल्स और स्टॉक पुट्स उतने इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं है, पहले चार इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है, इंडेक्स फ्यूचर, इंडेक्स कॉल, इंडेक्स पुट एंड स्टॉक फ्यूचर्स। इन पे ध्यान रखना है। जब आप इसके ऊपर ध्यान रखोगे तो आपको अपने आप क्लैरिटी आ जाएगी कि क्या पोजीशन, किस तरह की पोजीशन बना के गए। इनफैक्ट अगर मैं पहले वाली स्लाइड पे वापस जाऊं, ये देख करके आपको आइडिया लग रहा होगा कि यार एफआईज और प्रोस तो कल मंदी के मूड में हैं, तो क्या हो सकता है कल अगर गैप अप खुला, हो सकता है गैप अप खुल करके बाजार सस्टेन ना करे, एक बार नीचे जरूर आए, चाहे थोड़ा बहुत ही आए, सो दैट दे कैन एडजस्ट देयर पोजीशन। व्हाई विल दे एडजस्ट देयर पोजीशन? इफ दे हैव एनी क्लू that Dow Jones is again going to go up on Monday, then they will definitely change their position, because यहाँ पे जो FI है वो वहाँ पे क्या है US में, वो वहाँ का DI है, तो उसको वहाँ की पल्स हमसे ज़्यादा पता है, कोई ना कोई फुटप्रिंट वो भी फॉलो कर रहा है, और उनके पास इतने सारे मैक्रो इकोनॉमिक एनालिस्ट बैठे होते हैं कि उनको पता है कि आज शाम को क्या डेटा आने वाला है या क्या डेटा आ चुका ओवर द वीकेंड, जिसकी वजह से मार्केट थोड़ा सा पॉजिटिव कंटिन्यू कर सकती है ट्रेंड। क्योंकि बड़ा शेकआउट आया एनवीडिया के रिजल्ट के इमीडिएटली बाद, वो 1000 पॉइंट का एक दिन का स्विंग, आई डोंट नो हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू फॉलोड। पहले डाउ जोन्स चला गया रात को अराउंड 700 और 800 पॉइंट्स, माइनस बंद हुआ 350 पॉइंट्स। हमारा गिफ्ट निफ्टी भी पहले 100 पॉइंट्स प्लस और बंद हुआ 100 पॉइंट्स माइनस। सो अब कल एफआईज को अगर लगा कि तेजी होनी है वहां पे, तो व्हाट दे विल डू, पहले बाजार को थोड़ा सा नीचे लाएंगे ताकि अपनी जो बियरिश पोजीशंस जो ये बनाई है इसको एडजस्ट करें और फिर ऊपर लेके चले जाएं। लेकिन अगर इनको क्लू मिल गया कि कल डाउ जोन्स गिरने वाला है, तो क्या करेंगे, फिर तो नीचे 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 और हम रेड में चले जाएंगे। सो यू कैन इवन ट्रैक डाउ जोन्स बेस्ड ऑन दिस डेटा। अगर आप अपनी मार्केट से अलाइन करोगे, यू विल ट्राई टू मेक अ सेंस आउट ऑफ इट कि आज डाउ जोन्स में क्या होने वाला है। आप इस चीज को बैक टेस्ट करके देखिए, सो मेनी वीडियोज आर देयर। सो हमारे को फोकस जो करना होता है, आज क्या चेंज हुआ, सबसे ज्यादा मेन इंपॉर्टेंट वही चीज होती है कि आज क्या पोजीशन, ओवरऑल पोजीशन दे में बी होल्डिंग समथिंग कि 12 लाख स्टॉक फ्यूचर्स होल्ड कर रखे हैं, बट आज अगर उन्होंने 2 लाख फ्यूचर्स बेचे तो इट्स अ बिग नंबर। एक दिन में 20% अप्रोक्सीमेटली पोजीशन कम हो गई, इट्स नॉट अ गुड साइन। सो नेट चेंज क्या है उसके ऊपर फोकस करना है। एक्टिव पोजीशंस, कई सारी पोजीशन क्लोज होती हैं, उससे ज्यादा क्या नई पोजीशंस ओपन हुई हैं उसके ऊपर हमें फोकस रखना है। बड़े बड़े नंबर्स कौन से हैं, छोटे छोटे नंबर्स आ रहे हैं, कुछ फ्यू थाउजेंड्स, उनको इग्नोर करना है। लेकिन वेयर एवर वी आर सीइंग सम गुड नंबर्स, बिग नंबर, लार्ज नंबर्स, उन पे फोकस करना है। वहां से आपको एक थोड़ा सा आइडिया लग जाएगा। एंड अगेन एफआईज और प्रोज का डेटा जो है एक ही साइड पे होना चाहिए, और नेट चेंज अगर ओवरऑल नेट पोजीशन के साथ में मैच कर रहा है, यानी आज का चेंज और टोटल पोजीशन कितनी है उनके पास, वो शीट में कहाँ दिखती है, वो आपको यहाँ पे दिखाई देगी। दिस इज यहाँ पे ये total position which is carry forward for you can see total positions carried. So this is the total position carried. You can see FIs have sold some 16,817 stock futures, but they still hold 12,64,000 lots. These are all number of lots. And wherever index is given, this all includes Nifty, Bank Nifty, Fin Nifty, and Mid Cap Nifty. Yes. I think the mouse is okay. So it's a good position. 12 लाख से ऊपर स्टॉक फ्यूचर होल्ड कर रहे हैं. Some people say कि यार FIs इंडेक्स फ्यूचर्स में तो इतना बेच के बैठे हुए हैं, फिर मार्केट के ऊपर जा रहा है. अरे यार, यू हैव टू कंपेयर ऑल्सो कि 1,70,000 लॉट उन्होंने बेचे हुए इंडेक्स फ्यूचर्स में, बट दे आर ऑल्सो एट द सेम टाइम होल्डिंग 12,64,000 लॉट्स. दैट इज व्हाई मार्केट इज गोइंग अप. सो वो आपको दिखा क्या रहे हैं? वो दिखा रहे हैं कि हम तो इंडेक्स फ्यूचर्स में शॉर्ट है, बट पीपल डोंट गो डाउन इन द डिटेल्स कि स्टॉक फ्यूचर में इतनी बड़ी पोजीशन बनी हुई है, 12.5 लाख. नाउ कमिंग टू द सेम थिंग, सर ने जो बताया था कि मार्केट में कोविड में गिरा था, इसी डेटा की हेल्प से कोविड में barely 12-13 डेज हुए थे हमारा चैनल लॉन्च हुए. आई प्रेडिक्टेड, अनफॉर्चुनेटली I predicted that market is going to crash. Market was around 12,100 that time, and the high, Nifty high was pre-COVID 12,350. So based on the data I mentioned, there is a video over there, you can check, I think 12th or 13th February 2020. So it is still there on my channel. I mentioned that COVID or something will drag the market down drastically because FIs had started developing highly bearish positions, and the fall came subsequently in another 1.5 months or so. And when they started resuming the position, they did something opposite. They kept their index future, index call, and index puts positions like average types कि okay type, ना ज़्यादा bullish दिख रही है ना bearish दिख रही है. But slowly they started accumulating stock futures. धीरे धीरे उन्होंने बढ़ाना शुरू कर दिया. So I made another video in July 2020 itself कि बहुत बड़ा मूव ऊपर का आने वाला है. They are quietly adding up to their positions because ज़्यादातर लोग जो डेटा क्रैश करते हैं, they just check what FIs are doing in index. As I said, stock futures जनरली इतनी डेप्थ में कोई नहीं जाता. तो उन्होंने बहुत बड़ी पोजीशन वहाँ पे बनाई, और उसके बाद जुलाई के बाद जो रैली आई, एवरीबडी सॉ इट वाज अ मेमोथ रैली टिल आई थिंक नवंबर और दिसंबर 2020. इट गिव एक्सीलेंट रिटर्न्स. तो जिसने वहाँ पकड़ लिया, सो सर की स्ट्रेटेजी भी वहाँ पे ऐड की जा सकती है. आपको एक कन्विक्शन मिलता है कि यार स्टॉक फ्यूचर्स में ये लोग ऐड कर रहे हैं, मृत्युंजय को लेके आओ. इफ यू हैव मिस्ड आउट, सो इट गिव्स यू कन्विक्शन कि यार ये सही टाइम है, बाजार यहाँ से और नीचे नहीं जाएगा. देन अभी पीछे बाजार गया था 21,700 तक, आई थिंक February 2025. उस टाइम पे भी एग्जैक्टली सेम चीज हुई. जब मार्केट वाज अराउंड 22,100 to 300 के रेंज में था, अगर आप लोग को थोड़ा ध्यान हो, और ऐसा लग रहा था कि यहाँ से बहुत बड़ा या तो क्रैश आ जाएगा या बहुत ऊपर जाएगा. इन्होंने साइलेंटली क्या किया, वो 300-400 पॉइंट की रेंज में वंस अगेन दे स्टार्टेड एडिंग स्टॉक फ्यूचर्स, और इतने बढ़ा लिए एकदम से साइलेंटली. और हम तो बैठे ही हैं इनके पीछे, हाथ धोगे. फिर से वीडियो बना दिया और प्रेडिक्शन दे दी कि भैया बॉटम बनने वाला है या बन गया. मार्केट ने मेरी बात गलत करने के लिए एक गैप डाउन दे दिया बस अगले दिन, जिसे हमने अपॉर्चुनिटी की तरह देखा. वो गैप डाउन हुआ, कुछ बैड न्यूज आई ओवर द वीकेंड, एंड मार्केट फेल और इट टच्ड 21,700 समथिंग. दैट वाज द डे बॉटम बना. उस दिन मार्केट ने क्लोजिंग उस दिन भी ऊपर की दी, और वहां से एक महीने के अंदर मार्केट ने एकदम से I think it came to 24,000 or something in just 1 month. So you have to be after them. इनके पीछे पड़ना पड़ेगा, इनके पीछे लग जाओगे. मार्केट पूरी की पूरी इजी है इंट्राडे ट्रेडिंग के लिए भी और इन्वेस्टिंग के लिए भी, बिकॉज यू कैन, देखिए वो अपॉर्चुनिटीज टू एक्सपोज देयर बिग पोजिशंस कम वंस इन अ वाइल. वो साल में एक बार टाइप्स आती है कि आपको पता लग जाता है ये कुछ बड़ा करने वाले, या तो बड़ा गिराने वाले हैं या बड़ा चला के ले जाने वाले हैं. वो क्योंकि बड़ा मूव जब भी आएगा ना 2,000-3,000 पॉइंट का निफ्टी में, वो साल में एक ही बार आएगा, वो रोज नहीं आ सकता. बट इंट्राडे भी क्या करने वाले हैं, एज आई शोड यू द चार्ट्स, आप उस लेवल तक भी पहुंच सकते हो. इट इज जस्ट दैट यू हैव टू कंसिस्टेंटली ट्रैक एंड फॉलो द डेटा. सो You can follow us if you like the session. That's about it. Any questions? Definitely, definitely, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Please, please. हाँ जी, आना चाहिए, आना चाहिए. मैंने एक चार्ट बना करके दिया है अपने वीडियो पे, तो एक बार आप उसको भी जरूर चेक कीजिएगा, बिकॉज इट इज क्वाइट डिटेल्ड. हाँ हाँ, प्लीज प्लीज प्लीज. जी, क्लियर है. यस यस. हमें क्या करना चाहिए? बड़ा, इट्स अ वेरी गुड क्वेश्चन. हमें ऑप्शन चेन वहाँ पे देखनी ज़रूरी है. इट्स क्वाइट डिटेल्ड वीडियो यहाँ पे, क्योंकि मुझे थोड़ा ब्रॉडर कॉन्सेप्ट बताना, तो मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ. जनरली क्या होता है, लोग ये सोचते हैं कि प्राइस एक्शन पहले बनता है और डेटा बाद में बनता है. ये गलत है. डेटा पहले बनता है, प्राइस एक्शन बाद में बनता है. डेटा पहले बनता है से मतलब क्या है? आप लोग के हिसाब से सबसे ज़्यादा पैसा कहाँ पे है? सबसे ज़्यादा पैसा कहाँ पे है मार्केट के अंदर? नहीं 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 वो तो महामृत्युंजय वाली स्टेटमेंट हो गई. मार्केट के अंदर अगर आपको देखना है कि यार वेयर इज द मनी, इफ यू सी द स्क्रीन, वेयर इज द मनी? मैक्सिमम मनी इज इन ऑप्शंस. सबसे ज्यादा पैसा जो लगा होता है ना, कैश में भी नहीं लगा होता इतना जितना ऑप्शंस में लगा होता है. एक ही बात, एक बाय करेगा, दूसरा सेल करेगा. इनको जब बाजार ऊपर ले जाना है तो ये कॉल बाय करेंगे, पुट सेल करेंगे. आप ऑपरेटर हो, आपको पता है मुझे मार्केट ऊपर लेके जाना है. क्या आप खाली कॉल बाय करोगे? आप पुट भी तो बेचोगे, राइट? दोनों करोगे, दोनों ही करोगे. आपको पता है भाई मैं ही चलाने वाला हूं, जब मुझे ही चलाना है मैं पुट क्यों नहीं बेचूं? एंड इट इज नॉट अ सिंगल पर्सन ऑलवेज, इट इज अ ग्रुप. आई थिंक यूट्यूब पे जा रहा है, मैं ज्यादा नहीं बोलूं तो अच्छा है. ऑलरेडी बड़े पीछे पड़े हुए मेरे. सो पॉइंट ये है कि आप सबसे ज्यादा पैसा वहां पे है, तो इन लोग की कोशिश रहती है गेम इसी से खेलने की. अगर इसी से गेम खेलना है तो व्हाट इज द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग? द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग कम्स इन द लाइव मार्केट इज ऑप्शन चेन. सो यू हैव टू चेक वेयर इज द सपोर्ट. कितनी बार जाता है मार्केट? 59,000 टच किया, वहीं से वापस. फिर भी फेयर, फिर भी ठीक है, फिर भी इतनी खराब नहीं है. 3 मिनट डिले है ना, तब भी कैश तो कर पा रहे हो. उनकी सोचो जो देख ही नहीं रहे. नहीं, वो एनएससी की वेबसाइट की बात कर रहे हैं. एनएससी की वेबसाइट पे नहीं, एक से 3 मिनट का रहता है. ही इज राइट, समटाइम्स इट कम्स अर्ली, समटाइम्स इट गेट्स लेट, बट तब भी फर्क नहीं पड़ता. सर अगर आप सोचिए वहां पे 3 लाख लॉट बिके हुए हैं पुट के, वो 3 मिनट में 3 के 2.5 रह जाएंगे. इससे 2.5 तो तब भी है, तो उससे इतना फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा. तो लाइव मार्केट में आपको ऑप्शन चेन सजेस्ट करेगी क्या गेम हो रहा है, वो आपको ट्रैक करना है. ऑप्शंस में पुट साइड पे आपको दिख रही है सेलिंग अच्छी हो रखी है, इट बिकम्स अ सपोर्ट. तो आपको दिखाई देगा अगर वहां पे आकर के किसी राउंड फिगर नंबर पे जहां पे अच्छी पुट सेलिंग हो रखी है, वहां से कोई बाउंस ले रहा है और कोई अच्छी बुलिश कैंडल मिल रही है, तो वहां पे आप तेजी का ट्रेड लोगे. और अच्छी बुलिश कैंडल का मतलब है, मैं रिकमेंड करता हूं पर्सनली 15 मिनट्स, क्योंकि कोई भी रिवर्सल, कोई भी डिसीजन 1 मिनट 3 मिनट की कैंडल पे नहीं ले सकते आप. 15 मिनट से एक आपको ट्रेंड चेंज होता हुआ या ट्रेंड कंफर्म होता हुआ पता लगता है. तो आपको अगर बाउंस दिख रहा है, एक अच्छी बुलिश कैंडल वहां पे मिल रही है, तो तेजी का ट्रेड डेफिनेटली बनता है. लेकिन आपको लग रहा है यार कि ये तो कोई राउंड फिगर तोड़ के उसके नीचे निकल गई है, उसका भी लो ब्रेक हो रहा है, मतलब ये देखिए इसके पीछे साइकोलॉजी क्या है. ये जितने प्रोज है, मैंने भाई क्या शेयर किया कि वो कॉल और पुट बेच करके चलते हैं. अब किसी ने पुट बेची होगी, जिसने पुट बेची होगी उसने या तो एल्गो लगाया होगा या सामने बैठा होगा. जैसे ही उसे दिखेगा कि सपोज गॉड फॉरबिड 26,100 टूट गया, अब कल गैप अप खुला और 26,100 टूट गया नीचे की तरफ, उसके नीचे बियरिश कैंडल आ गई. जितने लोग पुट बेच करके बैठे होंगे तब तक वो सारे निकलेंगे, वो वापस पुट बाय करेंगे उल्टा डबल, तो बाजार और गिरेगा. तो मेरी जो कन्विक्शन है कि सपोर्ट टूट गई, अब सपोर्ट यहां पे कैंडल की नहीं देख रहे हम, कि लाइंस ड्रॉ करके नहीं देख रहे, ऑप्शन चेन की देख रहे हैं, क्योंकि पैसा वहीं पे है, वो पुश कर रहा है और कैंडल बनवा रहा है. सो अगर आप डेटा देखोगे, यू आर अहेड ऑफ द कैंडल्स, राइट. तो अगर वो वहां से लेकिन 26,100 से बाउंस ले गया वापस, मतलब ये कि जो पुट सेलर है वो बहुत ताकत वाला है, वो नहीं जाने दे रहा नीचे, उसने वहां बुलिश कैंडल खड़ी कर दी ऊपर, उसके हाई ब्रेक पे मैं डेफिनेटली तेजी लूंगा. सर वो गिमिक हो चुका है, सही बताऊं। वो लाइव मार्केट में कुछ दिखाते हैं। कल डाउ जोन्स के फ्यूचर ने क्या किया आप बताओ? उन आते आते माइनस आ गया था, शाम को 600 पॉइंट ऊपर चला गया। सो आई थिंक यू हैव योर आंसर रिगार्डिंग दैट। डाउ के फ्यूचर्स को हमें बेवकूफ बनाने के लिए दिखाया जाता है, क्योंकि सबको पता है हम देख रहे हैं। जो सबको पता है ना, वो तो होना ही नहीं है। जब माइनस आ रहा है डाउ फ्यूचर्स, मार्केट हमारी बिल्कुल लो पे बंद हो रही है, और डाउ फ्यूचर्स 600 पॉइंट प्लस, अब इनकी पोजीशन फंस गई है खुद की भी अभी इस समय। अब ये कैसे निकलेंगे? वही लेवल, और मेरे ख्याल से कल का क्रूशियल लेवल होने वाला है, मेक और ब्रेक लेवल 26,100। वहां से नीचे जाएगा या वहां से वापस बाउंस ले लेगा, दैट विल गिव यू द आंसर। बाकी डिटेल के लिए हमारा वीडियो तो अपलोड हो ही चुका है, ठीक है। थैंक यू। सॉरी आई डिडंट गेट यू। हाँ, मैंने वो अभी बताया ना, शॉर्ट टर्म के लिए जब भी हमें कोई बड़ी पोजीशन के अंदर एक्यूमुलेशन दिखाई देती है कि धीरे धीरे ये स्टॉक फ्यूचर्स ऐड कर रहे हैं या इंडेक्स कॉल ऐड कर रहे हैं। अभी पीछे ये लोग बड़ी पोजीशन कॉल्स के अंदर ऐड कर रहे थे, पर्टिकुलरली प्रोज ने बहुत पोजीशन 3-4 दिन इकट्ठी करी, लेकिन उसके बाद एकदम से एक यूटर्न वाला वो आ गया एनवीडिया के रिजल्ट के बाद, सो दे हैड टू लिक्विडेट। और बहुत दिन से बात चल रही है कि डील होने वाली है, यूएस से डील होने वाली है। डेटा मैंने अभी क्या बोला, सबसे ज्यादा पैसा कहाँ पे है? ऑप्शंस में। तो ऑप्शन मिट्टी की है, बिना लेके जाएंगे ऊपर। पहले वो 25 नवंबर की एक्सपायरी पे जो ये रिटेलर खजाना भर के बैठा हुआ है 8,78,000 लॉट्स का कॉल्स का, इनको जीरो करना है पहले, उसके बाद डील करेंगे। तब तक रोज मैसेज आएगा व्हाट्सएप पे, तो रोज आएगा। आज 7 बजे होने वाली है, उनको पता है पहले से ही 7 बजे होने वाली है, पहले ही एडवांस में पता है। मतलब गवर्नमेंट की क्या फेसिंग रह जाएगी अगर व्हाट्सएप यूनिवर्सिटी पे घूम रहा है यार ये, वो कहेगा सर पहले ही आ गया था ये। तो व्हाट्सएप पे आए मैसेजेस का तो उल्टा करोगे, हमेशा कमा लोगे। खासतौर से अगर कोई नॉन टेक्निकल एनालिस्ट शेयर कर रहा हो, क्योंकि वो सब मैसेजेस एक्चुअली इन लोग के ही फॉरवर्ड कराए हुए होते हैं। कैन वी स्टॉप द रिकॉर्डिंग फॉर दिस पॉइंट?
Can't. So be little, circumspect.
नहीं, मैं डरता नहीं हूँ। पंजाब रेजिमेंट से कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता। हाँ जी, इन व्हाट सेंस? हाँ, कर सकते हैं। देखिए वो एक्सेल है, आप कुछ भी करना चाहो वो आप कर सकते हो उस शीट, एक्सेल शीट से। बट मैं और मेरे सब्सक्राइबर्स इस शीट के यूज टू हो चुके हैं। हाँ, नहीं एक्चुअली आप कुछ दिन थोड़ा सा फॉलो करना स्टार्ट करोगे ना डेटा को, सो यू विल स्टार्ट अंडरस्टैंडिंग इट। क्योंकि आज आपके लिए शायद पहली बार है, ये एक न्यू कॉन्सेप्ट हो सकता है कुछ लोगों के लिए। नहीं, इसमें क्या होगा सर, जिस दिन भी मुझे कुछ एक्स्ट्राऑर्डिनरी दिखता है ना, तो मैं एक अलग स्पेशल वीडियो बनाता हूँ उसको हाईलाइट करके। उस दिन नेक्स्ट डे का एनालिसिस नहीं होता, उस दिन एक पोजिशनल व्यू होता है, और उसकी हेडिंग भी अकॉर्डिंग होती है कि समथिंग व्हाट एफआईज आर डूइंग, ऐसे करके। आप मेरा वीडियो देखोगे, आई थिंक मई में डाला था ये वाला शायद वीडियो, जब भी ये लो बना था, मेरे को याद नहीं आ रहा कब बना था, 21,700 का, तो वो स्पेशलाइज्ड वीडियो था, उसकी हेडिंग ही सेपरेट थी।
सर कपिल जी, आपको है ना रोज वीडियो देखना है, बाकी वो डेटा नहीं देखोगे चलेगा, वीडियो जरूर देखो। हाँ, अगर जाना है तो अलग बात है ना, तो मतलब see I am telling you because there are two ways to।
अरे बिल्कुल सर, बिल्कुल कोई दिक्कत नहीं सर, आप धीरे धीरे देखें। मैंने ना एक छोटी सी सीरीज भी बना रखी है, बिकॉज देयर आर लॉट ऑफ पीपल जिनको सीखना है शुरू से, तो वो बेस से वीडियोस मैंने 7-8 वीडियोस की एक सीरीज बना के डाली हुई है, जिसमें 2 मास्टर क्लास भी हैं अलग से। सो आई थिंक देयर आर टोटल 8 वीडियोस। तो उसको जब टाइम मिलेगा, छोटे छोटे वीडियोस, वो फ्री वीडियोस है सर। कोर्स तो अभी कोई नहीं है सर, मेरा वो है मंथली सब्सक्रिप्शन है, बीइंग अ सेबी रजिस्टर्ड आरए, सो आई गिव एडवाइजरी आल्सो इंट्राडे एंड शॉर्ट टर्म, मीडियम टर्म, लॉन्ग टर्म। हाँ, वो पुराना रह गया है वो बंद कर दिया सर, एक्चुअली मेरे को लगा इतना टाइम नहीं है। अभी प्लानिंग टू लॉन्च अ कोर्स, सो इफ आई लॉन्च अ कोर्स आई विल अनाउंस ऑन द वीडियो डेफिनेटली। तो उसमें पूरा ये चार्ट तक कैसे बनाना है, वहां तक का आई एम ट्राइंग टू शेयर इट। सॉरी, ट्रेडिंग लाइव आप बताइए कब करनी है? ट्रेडिंग के लिए आप हमसे अलग से बात कीजिएगा, उसके लिए आई विल शेयर इट विद यू। सेबी रजिस्टर्ड आरए, मैं आपको ये बता दूं, सेबी रजिस्टर्ड आरए पहली बात ये कि खुद जो ट्रेड लेता है दूसरे को नहीं दे सकता। दूसरी चीज कि लाइव मार्केट में आके रिकमेंड करना, आई डोंट नो वेदर इट इज लीगली परमिसिबल और नॉट। मैं आपको बता रहा हूं हम लोग की कंप्लायंसेस कितनी है। इफ आई टेल यू, आप जैसे ये वाला हाथ रखा हुआ एक, आप दूसरा भी रख लोगे सिर पे। इसलिए जब से सेबी आरए बने हैं इतनी चीजें करनी पड़ती हैं, यू कांट इमेजिन। बट इफ यू हैव अ स्केल देन इट इज वर्थ इट। इफ यू हैव अ स्मॉल स्केल तो आप कंप्लायंसेस में पजल होकर परेशान हो जाओगे। सो वो चेक करना पड़ेगा वेदर लाइव ट्रेडिंग इज अलाउड और नॉट। बट जो चार्ट्स मैंने आपको शो किए, इस तरह के मेरे शॉर्ट्स बहुत सारे डले हुए हैं, यू कैन चेक। और ये सब कुछ आपको वीडियोस में क्रॉस वेरीफाई कर सकते हो, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है कि मैंने यहाँ के लिए क्रिएट किया। एवरीथिंग इज ऑन यूट्यूब विद डेट टाइम स्टैम्प। आप चेक करो, वेरीफाई करो, यू विल गेट टू नो एंड यू कैन ऑल्सो रीड द कमेंट्स ऑफ पीपल व्हाट पीपल आर सेइंग। राइट, बंदा कोई गलत चीज बना सकता है बट इतने लोग आकर के रोज कमेंट्स कर रहे हैं, सो यू विल गेट अ सेंस ऑफ इट वेदर इट इज एक्चुअली बिलीवेबल और नॉट। समटाइम्स पीपल फील कि यार ऐसे चार्ट कैसे बन सकता है अगले दिन का एडवांस में।
He's saying there is, it's all there on a legacy basis. It's on his website, YouTube, sorry. So you can always, we can always verify, right? What he's saying can be verified. So it's not that he is trying to justify himself right now कि कल क्या होगा, पास्ट में क्या क्या हुआ वो भी सब रिकॉर्डेड है, तो हमको तो जाके एक बार वेरीफाई कर लोगे तो हो जाएगा।
जब तक आप देखिए, जैसे आपने एल्गो में देखा, वर्केबल के लिए आप क्या करते हो, बैक टेस्ट करते हो ना। आप वीडियोस देखो ना, 7, 8, 10, 15 वीडियो देखो, यू विल गेट अ सेंस ऑफ इट कि यार ये वर्थ फॉलोइंग है या नहीं है, और एम आई जस्ट वेस्टिंग माई टाइम, राइट। मनी तो कुछ लग नहीं रहा जी। प्लीज, दिस इज ऑल एक्सपायरी सब। यस यस, बड़े वाले में, जो आगे वाले में ना जनरली वॉल्यूम नहीं होता इतना। सो अगर मुझे लाइव मार्केट में देखना है, देखिए पास्ट के लिए तो ये सारा डेटा इंक्लूड है, लेकिन मुझे लाइव मार्केट में देखना है तो मुझे इमीडिएट एक्सपायरी के ऊपर फोकस करना चाहिए। हाँ, नहीं एवरी डे मेरे को, एक सेकंड, एवरी डे मेरे को जो भी इमीडिएट एक्सपायरी आएगी, अगर मान लो मैं ट्यूसडे देख रहा हूं तो आज का डेटा देखूंगा आज की लाइव मार्केट के लिए, वेडनेसडे देख रहा हूं तो अपकमिंग ट्यूसडे की एक्सपायरी का देखूंगा। ये नहीं कि मैं उससे भी आगे के ट्यूसडे पे चला जाऊं, उतना करने की जरूरत नहीं है, क्योंकि सबसे ज्यादा आपको दिखेगा वॉल्यूम जो होते हैं इमीडिएट एक्सपायरी में होते हैं, क्योंकि वो सस्ती होती है, ऑप्शंस प्राइसेस आर लो, तो रिटेलर पार्टिसिपेशन इज मैक्सिमम ओवर देयर। तो प्रोज भी फटाफट वहीं पे आ जाते हैं, क्योंकि सब लोग को भैया पता है मार्केट जहां पे भीड़ लगी हुई है वहीं पे तो माल किसी का खरीदा जाएगा और किसी का बिकेगा। सो यू हैव टू सी कि कौन से स्टॉल पे सबसे ज्यादा भीड़ है, वो होती है हमेशा इमीडिएट एक्सपायरी। जी नहीं, आई हैव केप्ट इट वेरी सिंपल। मैं इसमें कोई और एलिमेंट ऐड ही नहीं करता, मैंने जो है इतना ही है, बस इसी से ही मैं निकालता हूं कि अगले दिन का चार्ट क्या बनना है। थोड़ा सा सर जोर से बोलिए। जी जी हाँ, सर वैसे पुट कॉल रेशो की सर ने बात करी, तो पुट कॉल रेशो जो है ना, एक थोड़ा थोड़ा धीरे करके एक मिथ बनता जा रहा है। रीजन बताता हूँ क्यों। क्योंकि जो भी पुट बेचता है वो मार्जिन बढ़ाने के लिए और अपने को हेज करने के लिए आगे की पुट तो खरीद भी लेता है, तो नेट इंपैक्ट क्या हुआ, 0। सो पीसीआर अपने आप में कुछ नहीं है, मतलब है ठीक है, कभी कभी सेंस देती है, बहुत ज्यादा अग्रेसिव है तो वो हेज नहीं बाय करेगा, राइट। लेकिन इनको मार्जिन ज्यादा तो सभी को चाहिए। जब मुझे पता है मुझे लेके जाना है ऊपर, तो मैं मार्जिन ज्यादा लूंगा ना, 1 रुपए की ही सही पुट खरीद लूंगा, मार्जिन तो बढ़ रहा है। तो पीसीआर पर से अब उसको मिसयूज हो रहा है ज्यादा यूज के बजाय। ये लोग ध्यान नहीं देते ना कि मैंने किसी ने पुट बेची और आगे की खरीदी, तो नेट तो रिजल्ट पीसीआर में 0 हो गया ना, राइट और रॉन्ग। पर ये
See, what you see more is more, you know, for confusing you or rather trapping you. What you see less is something where you make money actually.
पीसीआर के बारे में इस तरीके से ओपनली बोलते हो कोई नहीं मिलेगा। अब पूरे यूट्यूब पे चेक कर लेना, कोई इसके बारे में बात ही नहीं करता, यार हेज करके 0 हो गया नेट रिजल्ट, बट दैट इज द ट्रुथ। और प्रोज क्या करते हैं, सबसे ज्यादा गेम ऑप्शंस में खेलते हैं प्रोज, सबसे ज्यादा। और दूसरी साइड पे कौन खड़ा होता है, रिटेलर्स। तो आप समझ लो ना, वो तो एल्गो से खेलते हैं, और रिटेलर बेचारा खुद ही टक 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 लगा हुआ है, बेचारा पंचिंग कर रहा है, यार मेरी बिक नहीं रही है, नीचे जा रहा मार्केट, बिक बिक बिक, फिर जैसे ही वो बेचता है, मार्केट करके बेचता है, खड़क ऊपर शुरू। सो ये इमोशन, उनको पता है कि रिटेलर इज इमोशनल, उनको पता है रिटेलर बेचारा ऑफिस में बैठा हुआ है, मोबाइल से ट्रेडिंग कर रहा है, इधर बॉस की कॉल आ गई, कितने तो फ़ोन ऐसे होते हैं कि जिसमें इंटरनेट बंद हो जाता है जब कॉल आती है, तो जब वो हटा 120 की कॉल 20 की रह गई, भाई ये क्या हो गया, ठीक है, उनको सब पता है। मुझे तो कभी कभी लगता है बॉस से कॉल भी यही करवाते हैं। बट ये सारे कंस्ट्रेंट हम लोगों के साथ है, इनके साथ नहीं है। दे आर फोकस्ड, देयर ब्रेड एंड बटर इज दिस ओनली। हम जॉब में भी एंगेज हैं, हम यहाँ भी एंगेज हैं।
Now I think.
Yeah. So if there is anyone.
Just mute it.
Okay.
We are here only. We can all talk, but I don't think we need to do this on live.
Yes.
Okay. मतलब why I'm saying is,
Yeah.
you also want it to be, means हम तो ही यहाँ और dinner भी करेंगे.
Absolutely. So if there is no other question, I think. Yeah. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you.
Please. Guys, I believe this was a great eye-opening session, right, for all of you. Simple data, which you see every day, but you did not know how to crunch it. And he made it so simple, he made it so amazing. And you won't believe, I said to Ankit, this looks like magical. The way he presented charts, the way he showed his videos as a, backtest in a way. Those were actually what he said, and it happened next day. Just imagine having this data in front of you. Like हम बोलते हैं ना कि गोद में बच्चा है और हम पूरी दुनिया ढूंढ रहे हैं, पैसा तो सबको बनाना है, बनाने का रास्ता भी सामने था, बट इन्होंने आँख खोली है. तो आई बिलीव वन मोर राउंड ऑफ वेरी ह्यूज अपलॉस. इट कैन कंटिन्यू फॉर सम टाइम. So obviously, see, I have been in markets for such a long time. I can tell you, I have learned something today which I have never focused on. And there's no shame in it. Like, you learn every day. I have been training for past 20 years. My focus area was technical analysis. His focus area is found, which is very niche. But just imagine being in 20 years and neglecting the whole aspect of such a huge data which could help you and each one of us to make money on daily basis as well as long-term basis, which is like amazing. I can tell you, I will need to, even subscribe for his services. If, obviously with this kind of information, there's no chance. Like, see, he's actually, I would say, bolte na ki after the tide goes, who is standing naked. So he sees it every day. He sees it every day, and he knows we retailers are naked most of the time, but sometimes FIs and DIs, pros are also naked, and he knows that, and he can laugh at them. Because, like he said something very important, if you realize, they are not God. There's nothing that can be giving you 100% result. We all want 100% result. It is not possible. उसके लिए GAN analysis सीखना है, मैं अक्सर बोलता हूँ. और GAN के लिए, understand Mr. GAN, WD GAN, he had come to India, and I think he learnt it from some, you can say a saint from Himalayas. It's called Kal Chakra. So he learned Kal Chakra. So आपको भी पता है 100% सक्सेस रेशियो चाहिए तो कहाँ जाना होगा? Himalayas. और 70, 80, 90%. We have Amit here, right? So I believe, like, see, it's very important for me. This is all serendipitous. We were supposed to have Gurmeet. For some reason he couldn't come, and obviously he would have spoken, and he is a very good speaker. He has good knowledge about, but he would have spoken fundamentals mostly. Okay, and we guys, majority of us, fundamental we know, buy and die or buy and forget, right? But we want money also to trade, and he is giving you the monies. I can see, means बैंक अकाउंट जिंगलिंग, सबके कचिंग चालू हो गया सबका. कल से तो सब लोग यहाँ एल्गो का और यहाँ इनका चालू हो जाएगा, राइट? सो या, दिस वाज वेरी अमेजिंग सेशन. आई विल आस्क मोनिका to do the honors and give him a small memento. It's just our love. It's not something, huge, but it is just our love to, means, and we would like to, 100% with blessings, and and coming at a very short notice. So I believe, means, I have never come across people, like I was telling to Ankit, will he come? He said, he will come 100%, I can tell you, if he is available. So I said, "Kyun aisa? Zero ego," he said. Zero ego. That is very important. You can grow as big as you want in life, in market and everywhere, with money or without money. But something that, makes a person stand out is, how empathetic you are, and how, the ego, if you can kill your ego, you have achieved, I think, most of it that you are supposed to achieve as a human being. So we have a great human being with us. Thank you so much.
बाकी सर ईगो तो शादी करते ही खत्म हो जाती है.
Now that is the, means you can say, ये truth का कोई answer ही नहीं है, और please वहाँ देखो मेरा ego वहाँ है. She is my ego now. So obviously, and now I would like to call upon one of the very important persons, though each one of us are important here, but somebody who made this happen, actually, this venue. Like I can tell you, we were almost like cancelling the whole this event itself. You won't believe this venue was decided, if you know TBD, Tuesday या Monday को हमने TBD लिखा था. Tuesday को भी TBD था. Wednesday को I think we posted. And after we posted, he said, "Sir, अभी इससे better venue मिल रहा है." मैं बोला, "नहीं, अभी मैंने post कर दिया है." So just imagine the person who has made this possible. I would like to invite him here. Okay, and I am sure he is not going to like this, but I cannot, leave this moment without appreciating that effort. So Chanmit, he is the person who made it possible for all of us. So this evening couldn't have been possible without him. And I can tell you about Chanmit. He is one of my earliest of students. He, Ankit, I believe they are from 2006, Ankit I suppose, and 2007. And at that time he was in school. That's what he said.
सिखाते ही 2008 क्रैश आ गया.
तो मेरे जितने भी क्लोज है, मेरी भांजी एक बात आई थी मेरी ऑफिस में बैठने के लिए, सीखने के लिए, एंड दैट वाज द क्रैश दैट हैपेंड 2008, एक्चुअल क्रैश. शी केम एंड सैट एंड इट स्टार्टेड, मेल्टिंग, द मार्केट स्टार्टेड मेल्टिंग. सो मेरे साथ जितने क्लोज हुए उन्होंने ये सब, फेस किया हुआ है. देयर इज वन मोर, very important person, though we don't have anything to offer to him right now, but he is the person I cannot say कि means जिन्होंने अमित को यहाँ लाया, तो I think he deserves a very huge round of applause. Okay, introduce me to Amit. So I will remember this, and I will also remember, we'll be friends forever, I suppose, Amit. Not because of your, means obviously data, but obviously your knowledge and, the relationship that we have developed in such a small, short duration. We'll, inshallah, continue it. Right? Yeah, please.
Ankit is also a very good technical analyst. Of course, he has learned a lot from sir. He also has 50,000 plus followers. So I would urge everyone to follow him on Twitter.
Okay, for Ankit, I can tell you, Ankit, Chanmit are not my students now. And many of you who are my mentees, I always say you are my family. But these are my, you can say, मतलब मेरे छोटे भाई है दोनों. Nuresh, Ankit, Chanmit, all stand in same pedestal. So you can, though this guy is not actually, full-time into trading, because he is now a lawyer. When I met him, he is a Supreme Court lawyer, but when I met him, he was just in 11th class. So just imagine, he's been like, amazing, you can say, connection that I have in my life. So these are the connections. Now I think we have one more connection. And you guys are all, like all my mentees are, without fail, you are my family. So nice having you all. We'll have a little bio break, and then we'll network and we'll have dinner. So guys on YouTube live, we are closing it out now. So thank you for attending, and love you all, and see you again, and maybe, keep on giving us all the love that you are. And we are looking forward to getting feedback from you, as we said. So we'll be connecting with you. Our team will be connecting with you. If you can give us good, constructive feedback, we'll be happy to apply it to both the services, India Equity Network as well as Qodrr. Thank you so much and have a great day and great night.